Yo, Tifo, good evening. Welcome to Positive Africa. Chacha munyina. And then share a topic back on na ya juma. Very, very, very important topic. Very important. Very, very, very important. To say the American. And a topic be how to beat the system and build wealth in Ghana. How to beat the system and build wealth in Ghana. In say every third week of the month biano yene yenua ye papa the legend Mr. Kwabena Obendakong and ye honjuma every Saturday bia your friends a Monday evening bia de me offer say can come de ye wa yes ye bo financial do papa na your friend third week no na Mr. Obenya kan ho na ye justice to the other things tieno and then ye be hwe ho aka ho asem can come chiao
Of FB, I salute legend. Ciao.
legend so mechiao na Ghana for who to say
You're here for
sir mo ya hayo mo dollar na mo se mo nese yetina dia
dollar no kofo.
Mo yes ada nese hu hia se wo se yetina ha o dia na mo ye mo yes ada se na hu hia se wo se yetina ha esa dia se na mo ya haye mo ya haye
Yeah, no, yeah, nobody be bringing us cigar mumbe. The cigar in shit.
Obi na kan wo se oboa nkrofo bebree na dollar no cost no ntimi mo omo na amafo si nipa na oboa omo na omo yesen o se over 1,000 no sinti 1,000 ninti no over 30 something million no won kire omo welcome everyone and a very important topic na pese ehwe na eka ho asem yo yemras na ehwe how to beat the system and build wealth in Ghana. How to beat the system and build wealth in Ghana. Mr. Obeng.
Yes, sir.
Yenim crying him say you're preaching, what you are doing have changed so many minds. Eti nese say you be here with nim dear hapa na wetimi dia boy na yatisa we are say. Now, which is very true and also very important, they say you always talk about systems, right? And then I'm build the systems now build an episode changes you let the old system go, then you build a new one. You team fight the new old system with the new one. You let it be absolute, then you build it. Did that mean say every system that you are bringing in? It changes minds. It changes so many things. Nkrofo bebree di adanse you so many things. So, me nim kra me every Wednesday be a minute. San nkrofo ya wo change bi minds. Bebree kasa. Ehwe nneema ekoso a eyampa. Na de ebeka ne say nipa bebree so enko yie. Ye hwe asa old system na amafo use no. Enye bibia na eboa. Nti ye best start here free say system ben na na ɛwɔ hɔ a na ɛmoa yɛn ansa na yɛbɛhwɛ the system yɛbɛtumi aboa yɛn nti sɛ no yɛnhwɛ the system bɛn na ɛwɔ hɔ a na menka kakra me de menim kakra no deɛ meka ne sɛ mefrɛ no get out the system na menim sɛ go to school in Ghana when you are done out. That is the na me de menim ɛnyɛ saa so a you go to school, go look for a job, when you don't get it, sit there and wait. But then you always see engineer the motor system as then you see et system as system ben ya MY business say kakra wo dia ba wo change na man man nkofo change no start my
of me that's it chair we see for so can come chair professor
He did you watching kakra legend
any adwuma kwa mo yeso beta hwe complex topics I'm treating perform baso be ebe kasa be dia dance say no crane say this is part of the system or the education system. We say the formal education system you know any money say there be a meme mame wo me ye kadwi ofia e do ko ya ye se ko kabrofo Aku is a girl. She is a girl. She says I'm a girl. We school here, I was here more education. But then I was education, then I'll be to me. So that education is a system. And that system, my the not just who say decided for Befu guy now any heavy. It's not because no our brains I know, but it's the conditioning. It's the conditioning. So that's the system. Now the more train and say so that's another system base. A branch a bit to make a choice and say me NMP. A boldly, we're very proud. So NMP or no fried rice or carboboya. DNA, what is the difference? It's the information. And so the old system, which the base was the education, the kind of information I want. Then my who say, you had no intimate. Na ubi awa so ubi boan. You know, and Tiana say, we are compared by my maybe. So no, my human woman so be director we are not just why. That system, MRO chain, says service and Yame Ewomoa and Albedi. Yaminima uni. Ya as a matter of fact, in class in the crew be bremua. Was Canibio Hobiano, a bep quambia catcher and say, what is a do, and it might be grand intimate or moon money about water. So, we'll cast, but 10 biana, Fibiana Caba above them. There were the Nipano, Mojano, and the Akuchaso. So that's also a system. And the other system is, yes, party ni be free so obi aba it is o mabana is o be DC you know we ntia da bontere de na just yenye. So I think the whole system is still in place to a very large extent, and no they produce more or more frustrated with you know, and even more accountable is the same thing. They think in the old system, and that old system no now we say trouble because really somebody would have to come and solve it for you. You don't have that confidence. I mean, I was saying it to me, you know, and even when you look around you, you don't even think there is any opportunity around you. So and normally baby a big crowd person start a business yes a compare was here being a first start fresh here. Microfinance 5% a month to go to acquire and work and happen so your business could government contract to get to be get fund project bones minimum be 10 be a portfolio a people be chasing contracts still around
start chasing road or it is what the best so
because you didn't very far. So I think that is the system. Go to university. When you finish, wait for somebody to give you a job. Uko school make sure you do a better course, what we call better course. Will be babe for you, man. And so, I mean, those are the things that we grew up with, actually.
Good. That's the old system, no?
Yeah.
It say new school crown now they will start a bra na kope contract be and I say business no kopiska never koye business. These are the old system. School so near bekwa if we are entina ho ne ma ejuma another system. Another one so say train contract. So these are few. There are a lot of them. They say they all cannot. And ya dream na so old system ya dream now also especially school free. Ya dream now was say yeah then e be we school no na say ya dream see be free crew no. Those are also system condition away because so kwa any school they be a bruchasma yankee asema na neka. You know, make time be a trip now for ace 170 and street here. My vacation for Koba 170 me buy that 170 street passing no music when you New York. Hey, I won't go New York no man. Dear street 176 street. Now we draw me 176 street per any. Hey, yo. Ya boy ni kakra. You be the old one. You say me offer say kasa kakra. But before say because you be kasa no. Obema bibi kakra nsa na wakasa na asese na mpesa amanfo ba kakra ya na sometimes ikoja omo and I say bi eni ho a so obo bibi kakra bi ansa na yakwa
Oh yeah, something very short. Yeah,
Okay.
thank you, Fabef. Yeah, we
Sure.
a new one I'm reading and me taking me excepts ne free. Book be a me saka. My training for be 1 year and I'm in Saka. So in African history, no, yɛn nyinaa yɛnim sɛ obi aka kyerɛ sɛ yɛn nyame a yɛsom no koraa ne nyɛ dɛn ɛnyɛ. All these things were just intentional plans for you to look inferior to yourself. Yeah, ABI, yeah, reading much about African history and as a world history, you say Obitina and your friend Pope Nicholas V. So between the year 1451, 1452, no, or draw article be and as or draw paper be and a letter be sent will be become no. Edema King Afonso of Portugal. Now the length and breadth of the letter na ne say o man ho kwan say sebi ohun before so mo ye sebi yeah just say mo bi nipa bi a ye hu ni mfa so bi nti ombra wa man ho kwan so me fa say nko. So I'm just going to read a part of it not and you'll say to invade, search out, capture, vanquish, and subdue all Saracens and pagans who whatsoever, and to reduce their persons to perpetual slavery. I haven't seen it here, and to reduce their persons to perpetual slavery, and to apply and appropriate to yourself and successors their kingdoms, counties, principalities, dominions, possessions, and goods, and to convert them to your personal use and profit. This is about 570 years ago. So I let you. But you could see that system the idea way by you could see that it's a system that has been sold to people, and then and no imagine as well Juma till now they came in the form that they were coming to save the people. Omuni Nkwaje, so they were coming to save the people. But if you look at this, it was nothing to do with salvation. It was just an intentional effort to what? To amass wealth for themselves. It was just an economic invasion to Africa in order to use the resources of Africa to what? To enrich themselves. And that is why when you look at South Africa, Ghana, and all the mining countries, Omutu gold now. Okay, baby, this is a British Gold Museum. Gold send Omutu. But then Omumu Museum, they have like the largest collection of gold than any other African country. And this letter is just one of the effects of it. Or say, take their possessions, convert them to your personal use. The original letter was written in Latin, where they converted one into English. And then he stated in there that use them as slaves. Now, again, this is somebody who is telling you that love your neighbor as yourself. This is again somebody who is telling you that you were created in the image of God after his own likeness. And it is then it means that it is about time that we even look into the religion that we follow. Number one, whether I Muslim is one, I say Christosum, we need to look into it. People don't even know that even the trans-Saharan slave trade, which even took a lot of people by captivity, was even more brutal than transatlantic. Just that the transatlantic slave trade, it was more of nipa we but ye can ye shame when ye the trans-Saharan slave trade, which was led by the Arab regime, a nipa but an is about Pope Nicholas V, let our trauma King Afonso of Portugal to see Africans as slaves, to see Africans as incrophobia sebi or my se emwa. Na obetimi dia yo nia opeso oye de oye bia. Book ne title Rebirthing the African Consciousness. Rebirthing the African Consciousness, written by Tamunu Koro Ayo Obiaton Bara. Nidini Nigeria dinti bia mim pronouncing ye. Tamunu Koro Ayo Obiaton Bara. Rebirthing the African Consciousness. Uridia, it will challenge even the religion that you think you believe. We are not disputing anybody's religion, but I'm telling you that our grandfathers understood God and they were more human than any other race that you can ever think of.
Thank you, Kwesi. That's it. Yɛkyia obi a once again yɛkyia obi a your friend sɛ Joe Norte ɛka sɛ mbodi na ɛbɛsa Kelly your friend sɛ Ima Kwaku sa obi a yɛkyia mu nyinaa welcome. Kwesi call.
All right, Legend. Thank you again, Legend. Yaka system no wasem system ni die nya, but from letter no sa pope we etroye no any nya wo nso aka no I've come to realize that when you take any system, all the components of the system are never independent of each other.
Mm-hmm.
And to say nipa circulatory, respiratory, digestive system, they may seem say individual components, but the way my blood flows no affects the way my respiration is and the way my lungs will function. And into your system na then osha you bet me you be break your free sa old system and that's a new system there then a back boom. Because you realize that for every system they may seem to be individual components, but in actual fact these components are never independent of each other. Until you check Ghana, now see a old system there compare new system there per se build now. What will be the binding factor bit me a kind boom because we know let any community now boom among be boom can find so fine. That was a system that they created.
Fantastic. Because I will be leave religion and talk about business. Because you said the air thing. At the same time, you perceive Africa but a normal was here and Sakan almost my enca. And they still hope South Africa to be okay. It's a system, it came, it's composite. Religion was part of it, the education they brought is part of it, democracy is part of it, their dollar is part of it. Their entertainment, their sports, their laws, they work together. Into baby, I was here and if a son of man, I can't boom and ever do something. But I will be seeing religion free. Because it's the unquestionably. History no you microphone be brain mo. We share professors, doctors, managing directors. I tell you, microphone be ni mo history pa. Microphone more. And just a brofo no mo. But what problems no mo no. Any problems there no. See enya sa history way more near situate the core of our challenges are intimates of that. It's many times we share very prominent people. We no more kasa but yeah. And you see blame abrofosa, correct, papa, and also education it was neat. It was all kind of baby. Religion, the ammonium free and come won't mean solve our problem in our new religion free. Pope Nicholas the Fifth, our king. Sabe, it's a religious institution. Some Roman deviasi so. Woman and massa letter no asiento. Some call number form. And so be a one name way no. Wo ka obeka men kan fa ho. Wo ka biaba na eduana so no. Na eduaba na e de share form na ma eduane nyini yeso ye ne de o se men kan ho ase. It is a fruit no. And as eduaba na yeso no, enya anya hwe ye nkotete mfiri ho. Foforo be san ba. The same fruit na say nya no an be san so because eduana nkasa me hini ne nye. It is yanko ha enemy we share dia otimi say before your problems in a fire by me. So the systems are also said you now say you per se you develop it there. You per se microphone could draw no more try my you per se microphone dia was if she sound no more way munina. Near head the betimi and saka, the intimate fire and saka, the abu was here talking was a reparation kakra. But the intimate cassette. We just hope said that Biano, your mind be a South Africa be yes by luck, and as will be also can be just in his own time, things everything will no. One someone there or challenge time itself will not necessarily bring change. Yet the Nipan Casaso ye day, a yes, a see, I never tried that this year. And make us say, sound of money, say so. Say so, book your okay, madam for no, Obi. Madam for no friend behind you, I mean, she had that, you didn't come several times. Very intelligent man. Sebe, Christo didn't be for the book on one kind. The crab catcher on one kind. Intellectuals be very selective. In seminal, one to me, who ye. Until their mechanism, see a per se cordia. Some systems net ye be drew hammer. You see any ye. And nuntin a sebe, a man tell me braces in. One what tis a no second because you answer the way. Was we are both and I started selling the academy now. And so back open away. Yan Kaku could draw who I said. Yan Kanu Credi who I said, be a castle of history. or started to all kind of community and Sarobos and Wardo. After Obos and Kukudro free mover. The way free mover, the way free mover, after be cracks first by when any difference a home coma or nado, and then who can visit a crowd or difference a crowd or Jane Gentia, and no one will be started Sunny. On trip. The majority of touch it out is out of manner. And you probably be
so they can attack religion be but ye can say I will see you suandi and you say it's not far or see you broaden your knowledge, you know. You should every day go for omo planning you omo planning plan or moba now share the same thing or more. The same thing or more. It is opposite to just any I was also planning. I was to me changing yama. Hey, and I said, be coso, that's the one come once some now to be in change that also to be take action. Okay, talk, no action at the eternity. Yo, yeah, share the next one. The next one, made me feel say a year pan says, say, you heard the old system. What you much in your so say, a dini bit me a year when free systems no mamma yet me a boy. Say no, a bed yet maybe T system.
Of a very individually, a bit my honor man. I'm going to say individuals no cranning, and crano a dorsua, and got that force no. Afterwards, a sour the omuja in a bit mashiki. A yin or Burkina Faso. Or Casa, and ya de Bacono Oka. Now, I'm going to say first president Zuhun the same thing. Uncle for Muhunu, our Mutu Hana Mono. Umama Canada no ye debate. Okay, the First World War, or a European war, and yet the World War, European War. 1914 to 25 thereabout. And then the second one, 38, 35 to 45. Never time almost started almost share the economic system I approach CCC. A year IMF, World Bank, America crowning influence power. They started just around that time. 45, 48. And this is just about 10 years before say Ghana now, you see, the first African and independence, African country independence. 10 years before that. A lot of normal people who say, say internet, say technology, electronics, this global financial infrastructure or architecture, major part of it is just about 70 years. $1 here, Sebe, cost roba from 1900, not dollar Ghana had not dollar BOE. Now you compare dollar rate to city. Now city do crown away. And him for the court trans here. I can't say go to grand is used to be a meanco use will be dollar. Am I a chile grand conform dollar now more and casa dinner or modi gold not tie chileno or chilocro was say year free ho. I saw the $200 and chain near the good. So I can't say when I saw also need also babicum. No, I don't know. What there was a kind of dollar now, where the time for. Time they see they just about 1950 year. And a bar basis summary. Now, one is our understanding of such systems, especially the economic system. The policies and go for action. So on the answer, I will be a tracer. Tell me how the Empire fire independence 1957 to 1967. That is maybe the time I now was so. From 67 to 77, what the Empire coups is here. The run is about 1979. I know they're not moving and I see a tape. Now, Opa 67 to 77. Economic systems been an issue. So I'm confident no more anymore. So a military officer because of much of it from 1967 to 1977. That 20 years, It was 67 years, 77. That 10 years, Ghana so from prime ministers and I say military coup. Economic systems been no motiasi. He for the J. Rawlings himself specific training ben unya. systems ben otimi build ya na etimi ni abrofo no ko go free hoy van say from 77 to 87 ni nyana je run so let's say 79 to let's say 89 also yeah just about and 2000 me boy no me sad be ato so na me pesa me fa 10 years
how can the military time no up to
Asana was ambe democracy Ghana ya ye kai so the uhwe ba rare stability ye ka se nkofo bi the leadership pa na etoto no magu akwan e ka se man we de otim se omo de adwen pa gu fo mo hyehyem nyam na meka o ye nyina ye dwen time ben pa na mo dwe se bi kura wo ho a how long military for the no more your normal but democracy for you democracy no practice you and practicing democracy and developing intentionally they are not the same. Focus on development itself they are not the same. And sabe abrofo de normal be on say ya na ye say oh independence ne buy and dey dey ho oboboa ne ho economic structure so mudi go akwa mu nyina kire say omonko enunti na 2025 ohu de dollar na e DNT ene obeti me krom no say ono dollar no say wiase nyina di na ye kura de ono no kura de on pese ye no ma be koso sa it is a oba ka say o ye little mistake ono ya hwen kan no o ye little mistake bi bia beto go fidie no onti ne yesu ye yesu fidie no ma nti o ba na so one pay attention na mo de discussion we kura na say aye koso yi mate se grofo se onye Ghana mnye mpanyimfo bia na aye bibia global something aye we Because they got the nyasa na yenibio ekoye kura yese nya
ya so ya kura so ne besaka.
That's right. Even if you say and for how long they be sustain I'm saying I say one day kura say
yeah.
So if you look at the system itself some more ye kura no the system that before you create by no enye na create ye mama nkase ye create enye na create the system na before you create by no itself will counteract your progress. And it was overcome na political discussion, social commentators to one more discuss it. I'm not sure such China was a problem. No. So omono me koso no bia bejuna ka say na we dey need so koso no discussing the TV show. Hundreds of radio stations and no more discuss it. And so no maybe how mo dey jay whether the economic structure, the education system, the governance system itself, entertainment, sports, everything. And yet Juma Sepe ya deep progress beba. Na see who progress krana. We still not confident say it's sustained. And I say sustainable. And to say yeah transport share your normal. Then nimdia ne ntete na ebetim dia hyehyɛ do. Because of our own nafofo of abeg you don't nafofo mo ya krachefo a mo didi institution ni mo di edi nkoma. I don't think so bet my time when I say I'm confident I go for him your no. The bronu kanwa na also mo di akire. So mo anka say bet my say no ade we nya adwuma. Yentwem o kasa wo say even eni ntina hwan no mabo institution ni din. We mu kura say de ye ne ye. Mpese mu say na mo anka so mo de we. Dia na motimi dia to aka say mo eni se mo kan bi eni se obi confirm ana so obi sanction se mo dia mo ye ansa na magia tum me sure say mo krobo ha mo we mo nte se obi be gira TV so aka say nkofo ya agia tum te ye de ye omo kasa mo ho so this is what we have sat down to structure and this is where we are going ya ha wo mo kasa ko si akira this obo broni din this obo IMF din this obo World Bank din this obo America din UK embassy this is what China did. Omo ankasa timi mo anya gugro ankasa no yes so ye de to oni e. Until me besame say so do we really have a system that we have designed that that is working for our development. Make us say that.
Wow.
Mm.
Wow. Once again, you shall be dear. Okay, we that make us say shadi. Why is it that obi a go through that system now or create any na? Then pan ban or be head of state, president, whatever it is. No, because me use system we be. Name me use me am system. Also me in free ho. Because next that means someone we are aware say. Sir, if you didn't almost me that system, you had the be juma. They are happy. See a bear system, sir. Because you see a babaka. She almost try so much be na what him say. It said now can say be out with the leadership almost try so much reverse even though they went through the same process I be in I go through than the other. But much change say there be or see I go your own way. They are no more. That means they are happy say you be use almost system na any adwuma no and na ho kan microphone be also omo ntia say say enua bia wo ka say ye nyi we nto nche ne mfa we nko no
ane
any we nto no
yeah
no
eden say what ho mu say umrante no maba wa nyina mo wie school no mo ni gidie wa ha bie say say wo dwen pa kwa chi pa ehefo na de be chichire man you the same rant any maba we ya wo mo ko batan haw obi kura dia to no so kwa kopa adwuma bo mo ne abesesa wo no asa ka to se chichire man na ye did nipa na chichire man asa dey for the chichire so the best of your brains you're putting them out monko school ha mo nye mama scholarship yeah monko mama makra montrem and meet my country say whether it's political leadership or religious leadership or cultural leadership, whichever it is, academia, I can tell you say, omudo do no ano many problems and grano in your free how you free how go. What many problem? So more problem come as one.
It's like you preach against that say mamon ko yentina.
Yeah.
But how many times lead the be say?
Yeah, that's monko. As a matter of fact, I'm a mammo fans. Yeah, I got the friend.
Boga
ba o school Harvard. Yeah, when I the minister the mammo. You try what's your system near my position. You are translated in Zaka Bibias son, baby.
Yes, I did about okay. I did about crowd can say. The Ben ye the ABG BBI Yatung say because said you kind. Yes, you say UK 40 while say African Union say your friend saying United your friend United Kingdom economy. I see that. Won't be crank. I did about comedy he cry say almost Africans we live on $2 a day. Maybe I may come to saying because they are different. It had an ad sad not to say Sanya no my ye de ato ho no e den wo say e fa ye ho eti enu ntino na ya gya tum say ye hiafo because you see we live on $2 a day
ane yeah for baby say some of ka fa ye ho no say no kra say size of our economy no mo kan say no kra economy no sorry that can be omutim be ka say oh Ghana economy na South African economy I recover so much because mo endra na moja. The rare size of the economy, some institutions were in Canada.
Never do work. If you also Africa
economists now, you don't size institution. I don't know. The young boy Becca be awesome. What can sacra on no go to them? Yet, Domo Brosso. Meanwhile, so more Cabibiana so Beco to her. Yes, a bonnet and Sanamako to me. A papa woman finance and a mamma that. And then go China crack go to him. So what kind of move could be? Nigerians said, like I just said, there was an African who said it. They will never say that.
Where do you Yakoba Kosi? Football here, boy. Say commentators no more describe white white strikers now. So brilliant. Exquisite. No, describe Africa so powerful, so strong.
And is when you to pay
who there is always a school, always so a party.
That's right now, sir.
You shall to say, you say, leadership yi ano ede enya de ye ko ba bia amafo try omo try but so de me kakra so amesu minim need kakra me hune sometimes leaders ni bi omo try ya yeyire omo nsa bebre ya yeyire omo pa sometimes no with this institution IMF no sa anyama ni nyina ya omo yeyire omo because sometimes omo sign contract bi a won tie ase ba na omo yeyire omo wa akiri pa I also go with that. To say individually, no. I quite say, each one for himself right now. Niyama me take kakra, nye kakra bebre. Eche say systems ya wosu di egu akwam wo ye boa wo wo start say wo ka ho asem amanfo asum asese ni nkra no bebre young guys enye nkra mpanyifo especially omo an omo wa abroche ni ade te say de menu akusi adwane agami omo tia na amanfo free ho but say ya apia o share saadi was there bi omo nyina so mbae so mabeye eti system no break bi down my e de na say betimi aye
okay
me de mimi nim hwe kra say me de minim say ade mimi change my dream fast na man ho cry because it do point na me say me cry de nka me cry me ham ho cry and fa be business be organ me really your friend is saying African advantage it change me sa na man na it fa bi gu akwan mu mai because ni bebre ho ma omo ntia se say dia na ekoso still na manfo cry episode mu betiw dia ntina e masa because dance die wo ho
yeah over baby and I abrante ba ko send message me to Facebook ra brefo no a teacher go tech na juma ya na ko kira de na last year yeah making seminar no buy what was no na dwe no e ba no say okay so a teacher we sit down talk and you know all they were we after seminar no ko no kotonika
kotonika
o import cars say and there was me na me ordinary teacher nkame the best sika nkame hu ye 30,000 and there were multiples of that or international business or the cars back containers e dey no tie so seminar no normal na ye kind nyina na ye part of the systems. One, your identity as an African, your history. Sa no mano intro na omotwaye no sa information no correct sa intro until o sha say hu differently, and the moment any paper start say hu differently obenya ni mu akukuduro no ano until that is a major part of the system. So we've been educated not to believe in ourselves, not to trust ourselves, not to speak well of us as individuals and as a group, and even as a country or as a continent. The system so that we will grow up against ourselves. It's not by chance though. Say yenye huni asema papa biesi abo se ne doubt ne ye fight no nkunim sem bia na sem papa bia pie wo happy be 99% of us o say can be born here dey baby aye bo modern kura no still ye doubt you. And so this part where you study your history, your identity, your dignity is the foundation. So when you know bibi ero betim dia ka ho bi enti abrante no te and then no afa etimi ma onya o se wiase so be ye na so if you're very much paranoid and pessimistic and negative so person ye pa ye dia wa wo chichire we are so much negative wa hu ade papa bia bibi amu a den so betim de ye wa brabo yi because then you will not even try was have a fear no be chichire. Those who are optimistic, that's why entrepreneurs are daring. They have high level of self-confidence. When him so kwa obeye. Sa agin such na onipa ni benyano. It is part of the system. To those who be a or say me wa broche na maba. Na me buy any so ekoye bia no sa information. The only information of if you ye o hakra still on pay. Go program no he said that and he said the oye bia woni so. Anything I said, I buy no betting the contract. A friend say, go to me, you know, come for it. I had a cry. Nkwara de bi kotu a wo say there be mamuntum stop wo. But what the consignment am wo omotu. Yes, one the obema ye adwuma because we've been systematically trained not to work for ourselves. And only interaction and said before so kwasi broni ba na ye kabom. One that this answer no self doubt no beto yetri. Into obi a wo ben broni bia no wonyi bibinini. It's as simple as that. Obi a hu na the normal teacher broni bia no he has a lot of questions on us. I can tell you. So the upper every time Ghana ni bia wa yin ho so on the way clean wo ban brofo bo se mukura wo ma wo tia brofo won mumu ba kokura. But one ankasa ko ogidi so one kan ho ni tri e bia na skin na say ye but one ankasa de ni tim no odwe so no.
That's true.
Why? Because only identity. Until the moment you identity, no, that's it. It's a major part of the system. Obviously, so person no muma go to where they train their children and change one they train them with. Go to the education. It's just a matter of time. 10, 20 years. So that is a major part of the system. And the Kasi and farm mount officially. Formally in training and say it's not part of it. Information about many broni diakono ni ho enye national anthem. Information enye national anthem. Enye me ko emina no. Enye sama me sad one kiti no. Ma me na wo sakete na ngasa wo yusu. Wo yusu wo de visa to sesi a want na ha obeko. Kwa bro chire ba hwe so se ye no ho ye me ba ye de me fra America ne ba ye American tina me ba ye ye.
All right.
Because programming it, we've been conditioned to work on their plantation. It's a programming. Totally. So, but still, programming on information be a bit mama sorry said there be no man koye until some come the BCBNC. After Bible, no, a branch here or confide the papa Japadia or Koya and Fire. Now, during a day, a ban. See, Debbie, maybe I'm free. No, you say that here, mint meaning Praconidi. Yeah, you chroma. One in Praco did the crowd was a yes in the chrome.
So, can be a like Obit because me quack concras and me couldn't one year, citizen.
That's right. So the programming is part of the system that is enslaved us. And it's over to me, Sabi, over to my traha or so in some information. And Tabini Obi Bukuno. Rebirth or rebirthing the African
consciousness.
And no, and a bit to me, I'm what to me after Bruni and Makaja Masas and Munaka. I won't blink it, unslow. Which my catch as a contract to make the person will be a money. I could drop. And it's all sad enough. If you beat me the other ones, night day. I can't. So, Selini Mundia over any of the be said with the boss of us when I had on by giants and Yamaba on Yamon Pie and a religion, they have why a missionary school say they be an education, the education. Education, we are enemy of honor. Question the kind of education they brought. Don't tell us, oh, a bastard for a Catholic for this education by now. Put said the same level of ignorance of Africans. A higher level of ignorance is among their children also. They told them so. I can tell you so over 80-90% of them believe that they're correct.
Yeah, that's almost some baby any. It's some baby and that's a kakrebi, kakrebi. Yeah, that's a when you're found dear. That's any
believe no say a woody sem a papa no also because when history no. A catcher is all by any na Ghana Empire na running over 1,000 years. Me only Kush Empire, Moshi. We just something don't know me. Bono. Opa say Benin Kingdom ni and who now buy and I bet you say and to much our microphone so much in trust the politicians, no senators, no lawyers, professors, I can say errors when you know Just as yes, so the same thing with him. The only thing is that more errors no more creating more microphone. And more feel so more superior. And at the same errors no more creating man, yeah, no. And when you feel say inferior. But it's the same miseducation. The same miseducation. And this African and forget it. So there is a major part of the system, the education, the re-education of yourself. To find yourself. It's a journey. But it's not complex. With my find. Seminar. What struck me? Tell me, I am the key. And I say, can come hui.
Yeah, there was.
Yes. And that was so clear. Said Nipa no crane say camera phone you drink double.
Yeah.
Into yen kasakra yen fire come kasa.
A lot of people enter with that question. Enter me contribute.
And these are not illiterate. These are educated people.
Yeah.
And yeah, for your information, almost say program we will say bro for county, I will say
your
lowest turnout seminar, the shortest.
Yes.
And so yeah.
Well, because in fact, Obi or Nigeria no on TP and no problem. We can consider that. International say the base, and it's a be the continent, or maybe the diaspora. Now the free Ghana there, Maza. So you could say, so you ibeni may catch it out. Say, peak a crana or tino. And the more transformation, be basin is sabro food be na okan. I'm telling you, because examples now the baby and if you coach him, assembly or how work can. Who said? If you could make us up, me creative tree be over 3 months, me send them an another day. A usual year, Brofu make us another use our Brofu and Bezu. So the memory is even short. And so much me a Bomodian catcher say, you free people official language. And ye did the who into a Casacrana, Yentimin co Sucosa, Yentimin me was Brofuno boxing again. Will be a yede kasa for tete will be an I say the camera for no. So when you are a casana was a casa de candidate ona. Munise no. Both a normal be brambit me and be free anymore.
Yeah.
Because it's part of the identity.
Yes, yeah, who say sophisticated na.
Anything to find you know. Yeah, we make a 2 by 4 brofia because you're technical English. Yeah, discussing the topic behind it, West and also here. Usual. Hey, you know, be bromo casa brofo moka. But 2 teams at way a brofua and your technical and intellectual. What did I say? Well, we parliament, brofo Nipa casa teams. You have to speak technical word. If you're speaking, let's say you're talking about finance, there should be technical words.
Yeah.
But you're going to use it as technical words because the intellectual depth is not there. And the other now restricted. Even examples, energy now can say, and to say, I dear about yet use the system now can be done language. Ye chira hana away language in the na masa output no. Because Mimiana ye de brofo hu no na wono wo ye business no. Aya keka brofo de kwasi broni examples ya ba no want me relate na what say me no di ahenkan ka bu o hwe ye no. I was start say oh to see kasem ye. No, I don't know. To boss is said, you have no dream of food, more than the Cassana every day. Ekikabum. And it's angle of one of the doors, or more business with Crumia. For better, you more brofone for a business. Amboa. A more brofono crowd don't know a grant. Woman could test the guy can say, business man by beyond so moon. Only foreign investor be. And they say a perceived critical prosperity now, cana. Yentimin kind of brofu money. And for change be day. Emma, because of more here, Diana and Cassaro, more comedy or one, and you want a couple of them.
In your British, I say, no, your country, no, even there, bro, for country.
And also, some say, Cassano, so standard.
Yeah,
and it's a beginning bro for you pay change, and as a person, cabro. There's difference. My demand is more movie bro for change Biama. Because they did change the idea, did couldn't be a bar. They didn't put to a banner. And ya bro for my dream now, old dream, old team now, they're baby. Then no any discuss.
Adreno sufri akumem.
That's right.
Yeah.
And you said part of the mechanisms and as a systems they usually are sporadic. And the brofuna be quite amicable. Etinia spread the baby brain.
What's that brofuna be?
Aya kasara ya dia tumno. Say ya kasara beko. And the yes seminar ya kai kasa. And no man be vaze. Apart from few places there be a kika brofo kakra. Don't know be 90% of the ekano. Ya ankasa examples ya dinam ya ko say chinchinka ekwegwemi so banko more kodo banchi kodo eno an ebe ne ye wofa nti mo so ka nipa no ebe ne no nyafe ne okọ dwimienu otu na ne wo china obetuma ko start abrofo abrante ba ko ye
we relate to it nti mo relate to
it yes environment
and
abrante ba ko wo ye aduma airport wo so person ko ye ye ni ekoye afuo ne yene si den wo sim so we ma hwesa ne wo sende me wakoto akodo afuo 8 acres the pictures sende me crash it the bush for so ko aboche o se dabi pese me bibi enye ni baba ko kakra bi na me de to ho edi entia kasa no any examples o yede ma no e normal obi a te ase enye hu relatable baby free no a and this eba ha na be catch us for be feel you know you need investors. You need somebody from Wall Street.
Venture capital.
Wall Street. Na me nya ya for woni mo bia Wall Street. Proposal na work no kra won timi twere na ko twere proposal. Ti sai ni pa no uja no ho ana.
Yes na endorse sa microphone so na
endorse. Yes na endorse. Enti e kire se no man na ye kire na omo de go school no. Ene de wo se enkrofo som de ye no. Boy bra.
Nana Droslo or see even your court system, you cry. Or see above for you because of Brofia.
Yeah.
Oh, to be cry expressing we
intimate expression
only for na fee at the fort.
And to be a shader because you don't buy your person deal soon was over Kasa and Sana Wachawadi. We are synchrophobia no homocom anymore yet, Kasa and Sana Yachomadi. And into the Ghana near call China, so co school, no Korean language, and San Watano. The Odebaino, and normal only the China Nina the same class. Content or the Bebano, the China Nina 80%. One of the obey the baby 10% go ya. Okusia and a Chinese na catch and watch an old tremunti as you. And they said the men and I boot battery. I mean, and number deal. Who can I catch the one to say, what is cup of tea? Cup of tea, no brony can a cup of tea now. A different from make a cup of tea.
Yeah.
It's different. To make my can, that's your own cup of tea. My boss see my boss time we brought for but really they won't bring any change.
Before Kaka in Yana Sababi, you was say I will believe in Bible na and you teach the same and white man yeah read the Bible. And another say 80% of Ghanaians are Christians.
Why are they struggling financially?
I say so almost the same thing. KOD I don't know almost successful. You know, I was see a Jai Sanya on News Yandi. You know, I was see Jai Sanya can call.
Yeah, thank you, Legend. Legend from Yao Kaidi. Now say, yeah, kind of crap. Systems are native. Systems they are very native. Yeah, systems are native because if you look at the Chinese is excelling because their system, the infrastructure, everything, process thinking, system thinking, everything is native.
Yes.
And a group of people cannot really develop a workable system if it is not tailored around their culture.
Absolutely.
And only one thing. It can never happen if it is outside the context of their culture. And you China for no. China Mandarin no. They have other local languages. Different regions language.
But
then it took one leader no kasi na say yes idea na yentimi ain't develop. And I was na about majority of us should speak the Mandarin because yen na bit me den aka. Asimi ma became mean for any segregation, but if the system in Ghana, for example, will be a workable system, and we are being honest, it should be tailored around about language and nipa be 80%, which is key.
Yeah.
And that is because Mubash onye obi oketri native onye tree native, but then he's able to express himself in tree. And he's able to work with it. Andra seminar na ye buy no Mr. D metna se atwe am ye nipa ye boss na ye 100 at the peak of it near 75. But me who say question here, because now drop you about 50. A lot of people were not able to ask questions. A lot of people, I doubt if they even understood. Me brain na no mo pay English ni cry ntimi anye den. Me brain na anye den. Amba say bi so mo ba so no mo te chire dia menye de mini ba. Systems are very native, and language is one of the key driving forces. Say mu nyina mo ka bom na mo ka say yesu kasa ba ko a be mama ye den akwa, because I the time I say native legend. I was listening to a podcast. Now podcast in Sasimo Akada. The podcast was talking about a group of people mote quote unquote ghetto. Once they get to their gang name sign my name no school no crowd monko. So most of the schools they are blonde teachers now or more children there. A lot of the children will complete school, but they cannot read and write. They cannot form complete sentences. Internet was an Marco Square we high school amuntimi and formal sentence there, then it's questionable. We did a lot of research. I didn't know and they realized that when you go to their communities, in other words, when you go to their culture, kinda. No of a book and kind. Odi 12 years I saw Johnny Gang. You so can book a taboo. Then they realized that
Uncle Tom.
They realized that culture, no, they invented rap music, and the rap people even say rap. Yes, yo, no, rap was a way of communicating. If people don't know, when you study African history, rap was a way of communicating. It was a specific group of people. I know quantity rap, and now we go to for something here. It's similar to rap. Yeah, it's similar to rap, but people don't understand those things. And Omuhu said, the question was, how do we develop a system that will make them read, write, and form complete sentences? So they realized that the culture of the people was oral, not literal. In 2000 book now, and you Charlie Chaplin, that English comedian, the videos, the bus school, no auditorium. Now you can't say, wow, and then the teacher who is teaching them, you don't prevent them from going there into a crown and no best no say auditorium on corner video na jano nonko. The video had subtitles, but omuntimi nkan by video no motion say they. So what do? They inherently develop a taste to learn how to read and form sentences on their own. But system building is who say their culture was oral. Was he passed on the knowledge to you orally. And so therefore, if most of the time, if you are building a system outside the culture of the people, it makes it very hard for the people to understand. Legend testimonies now me, I'm 100% sure say a tricas and now use because nipa be the etiase. Now my last question maybe say, why is it that constantly the slave wants to defend the slave master, and then also the slave wants to, break away from slavery, and then they fight each other. They keep fighting each other. We want to break from slavery, that is a system you are in. And then they constantly fight each other, and then they defend the slave master. We only say I'm breaking we can't build a new system.
Over the Stockholm syndrome. And all that, And they won't crowd was our quarters. I know one moment. I never say, what me pa lives also go boat at If you travel soon, they walk or repuno was a position for by was one anyway. Or a very good man. It's lovely. It just ya bona brand soon to a week into a new hope will be as a papa no who and as a nipa would that and I was sitting in how bit my baby. To join said there be me kwa de na me. Ene ma mentra ha sa. Ena na timi ma nipa bibire tra ware yem eku omu. To be unsa na eku no. Enye da na wote say papa na eku na yire na that was the first time obu no. Wo bu ne tambia. But waboa bonu hu a wabona ma waye hufuo so ma se onim se wo kwa a wontimi nyina ne nice. Ene no na ato ye nkrofo ni bibire no. Ojidi say, I want Dante, so Bruni Amavi Asia.
Obukunu.
Yeah. So, NT7. One de Sabi Okwa, the Omo Kukudo Nelco. Omo Yehu for the entry for Monco. Until Bahana will defend Bruni, will defend the some, will defend the Visa, and your can't go for the intimate for Monchich of Africa. Omo ebetimi do ma chechire omo gidi se ye no ye sipini ye nipa na ebetimi akọ ankofo no kakra bi na ye pew enye de oba ha wo be defending ne ho na wakeka na ne na nanom so boso me ko studio na brand ba akọ university ni yo the entire African develop here because we idol worshippers na in Japan for mo so dey Japan for mo so why would you be trying to the other business day? A toy and crow 14 at intimate coy and I'm saying German for Mosi Jew void free Yame. German vote 10 million or so. Enti, yay, anybody be a grass and so still you crow for the big entertainer.
I have also a jet who's crazy at the body.
That's right. Entertainer. Enti, every American, African Americans, right? You were Japanese, you matter America, be 200 years or so.
Yes.
Or maybe even Chinese never be able to do when you maybe a few China and as Japan. But here, still more represent our culture to a very large extent. Remember?
Yes.
But what would the entire African Americans bear for from Africa? The entire Moshe. They almost superstars, baby. Almost African Tadi be crowded. Those should be pet, not just imagining a different. Almost your more African American culture, which is maybe, but the base of it is African. That Tina Sabi, because you see crown of money, almost in Kadini Casano be brain, large culture, no other than common promoter. You've been grand person, penny and cry. But you look at the Chinese. Chinatown, ain't for there.
Chinese.
It is normal back to your question. Systems. Until you can look at the history, the language, afi finance. Who sika a year juma waha, and yet the obukum free America. The year juma we ye mayimu. Who sika different look. Many direct here interview. The first question they hit me, and I'm sure someone were contemplating. What's say? Yeah, business. What's it statistics? Let's say business in good. And I'm the one statistics in the mouth. Was it Bruni? And I say,
I don't know, make us. I didn't hear me statistics. Yeah, that's the whole moment. I didn't hear me. Yes, I don't know. Yeah, fair. No, to you who say, I don't know. Yes, say it. Yes, you know. Who's it? Yeah,
Professor, I don't only go on the research, you know. A MasterCard may sponsor. You better go to there. I want to say, I don't want any idea. What you know, friend? So, and Sabi. And I'm catching the massa. So what is our glass in the number? And the some fata. But me drink say yes, you idea. And it's all the castle Bruni, quite fast the business, you know, and also yes, fast idea. And no matter what on the biniha. To be on a fabo de so I uncle. What they loan a buy, ye nibi. All the computer systems near the Nabagana, ye nibi. A branch any Timmy Chrome. Well, we school anyway, open business also copelo. Why not the man? No do baby, I open break even point. Wow, break even. I don't know what they are sitting, what they are talk, what they are talking, what they are heading. Break even baby on our every no. Woman is guy. Maybe they are making say Also, yes, you see a DNA, yeah, Juma Waha, near the higher level.
Yes.
Near Jazzy, a Dibronia Chinchin. But I am called. Now, if you are buying no cry, they say. See, I will see regulated business. What do you mean regulated business? We're gonna say the Wabro. Or task course near the one team in the same. We are some Mungrove when I'm back from side. Be here on watch it. Because Bronin, the no, Sabi was swassy. Yeah, they will be answering you. So you have to have a code for them. So mobile hand number yomo dia. But the majority of our people, you can't have the same code. We'll be frabroaching about your amount of venture capital money, your amount of partners' money, investors' money, $100 million. What the Bible try? Oh, I had one more than the one city now started now be 10 million. Oh, so your person which is a Ghana business is now before the end. Now the man business here. Infrastructure that is responsible for the growth. Oh. But surprisingly, Nippon University of Ghana as a common go university says each the business in bar. You will judge his people down because of the parameters or issue. So we are always not enough. We always don't measure up or measure to the standard. What is the standard? The standard is the one that works in the community and produces results, not necessarily. Because
said okay, big companies, Walmart, yeah, small ones, and also.
I don't know also judge who say the was America for America say Microsoft the value of Microsoft,
10,000.
The whole Africa yakayabo. What are you?
And that's almost African continent in Ukraine is here in Tochopu. And so here continent in Yakrabikum. Other continents in Yakrabiku.
Yeah. And the enemy yeah. And Omuka Bibia, Premier. Mem to so and I school for Ntiasian because of wanted to hear their mom. When so musa and family buya so yes, young contact. But that thing say young crow one or Ghana near our coast go away more Wall Street. Was somebody can want to answer that. Yes, a permanent video. A permanent day so and the
because the systems now among food di ho dance no you be say team one might be brave by be team and till is dying or so to blues crowd and till yeah Joso.
Okay, now me one question ma Mr. Obin. My name is Okwa. Mr.
Obin.
Okay. Now my dream bibi ho say I think said the reason why Ghana parliament president the whole government system now are setting in place, you know. Now my dream ho say I think said the entire ama nipa na ye wo form ho no. Yen share that empty the whole Ghana system last in brofo na ye can or parliament one. Because can you imagine say nka omo call parliament yi na ka bibia omo ka bia ye kan twi ye kan da goma ye kan every language bebia to say like omo da goma side we omo representative na obekasa na wakan wo kasa ne wo kuro ni mu ho bebia fire no tamale tese mo bibia naka Ashanti region kan fante kan ye church bibia mu a ewo ho a I think say enka bemma nipa no a ye wo form ho no ka ye decision a ka ye bentimi information e benya no betumi ama ye to aba na ne ekika ho nyina no enka ebetumi ma decision na umbe make no nyansa anyese nyansa bembete nam sa otiase nti unum kwan a ba bia beto afa nti na no no me paacho me wiam pese o kirechem na ade bi kakra ka ho ana de tosu mi no so ye I'm person me careful say me can akrachefo na sem because I don't want akrachefo to feel say me am attacking them. Now the na me dwen wo mo ho so ne say me hunu bebre all the time free time many ba me ho so through Mr. Obin up to now no me who say ade omo ya ho ade pa omo ya very good at it and it say omo debate issues, they talk about issues again and again and again. And it me question my Mr. Obin say to me I feel like say if you always think about what is not the issues to me no I feel like say wadwene nyinaa akɔyɛ sɛ wobɛka issues ho asɛm nti wo nyansa no ntumi mpere nkɔ baabi a wobɛtumi de solutions aba. I am not saying sɛ wɔn mu nim nyansa but me question ma Mr. Obin ne sɛ ɛyɛ system no na ama wɔn adwene no deɛ wɔn ho ayɛ issues no a they talk about a wɔn ntumi mfa solutions mma anaasɛ law no mo yeah no ntina ama mo niema mo ye nyina yes kind of like it's all about debating about the problem without finding a solution to it. Intino dentina ama the whole thing because mo na kura bibia mu NDC for ba mo beka issues ho asem, MPP for ba mo beka issues ho asem. It's all about talking about issue. Dear Abraham Torres well, I kind of say last time to say kwaoyi almost any kurukuru monsa, but can they see say this guy is doing what he's supposed to do? And then say how hard it is to say they don't understand what the guy is doing. And that's what Mutia say, but thank you.
And you did it. Mutia says go away. Mutia says yeah, we go complex situations. For instance, Ghana, we had you to know the systems when they did train no more mania ahotoso we yemaimo. No mania GD we yemaimo. No ma ben ye di go akwama yes sa. E ma branch and we school and yes what the niko to obi adwuma so because e bi ni ho. So Mutia say because on komai. Until also what I say anything yet, but you heard the oya
results.
You know, because it's there, you can see it. Why are you using a formula that is not working? But largely it's because of and literally okra, one per person. Now what the Obako man is wanted to know. Now we ain't as a Obana be Sagiama. What did that? I don't know because the neighbor has one never educating more. Now imagine our own education at home. What James a brony no bed you get to palm walk on him.
And for what you need, I mean, on what you need, what you need you, and I will see any or the bachelor one. You was Siano Abbey Samlin, and to me, fine since I be a Mawabra Bumoa. Then on a young Simon, I was so hunu, and I said, then Tina, cause I said, come here, but say, when Pessima did the attempt, Pacho Casa. And
I watch for what the baby shall see, what Toyagina, what will be our brony. And woman and any answer and be a wire. We be near wire. It's just bottom line. To a software wine also a brony, president or say minister or say lawyer wine also a brony want to mean solve your problems later.
Yeah.
You bet must solve your problems near the who also to do. That's what it because solution had a war. Brony to mean time to come my chairman says and solve monoma. And ye. And there's also bronians and all other benama or the opera. Pennyfo ma bedi Africa so nyina de oba no se wo ye no so ye broni na nya broni nyansa na de nam no hwede oye wa wo ye adwuma o company bia mu am o panyin na ye no so ye broni no wo de hwe nipa se no ti bi bo wo mu because oba na dwe nyina wo kwesi broni so de oba ya wo hu no ho se wo ne ye nyina ye pe no wo no wo de adwen bi e ba o dwe nipa no or dream mobro or dream the other form. The one fast I dream the man or bar, what ten crying was a shame there. To the quick say, Yajuma, far also, because of the long cruiser. And you pay change, near pay progress, development. Yen me animal or James Arbor for on your money bay. Let me do fear him when you're here. I say, ye did be by my more quack was. Any years a muda. Did you bet my boy the okay home? I will drink say how no yet how. na wonwen se wonim nyansa se na ye nyina na wo hu nyansa wo ye nanamo de omo kire ye mu wo mu ne betima boye nti sebe parliament wo no so long as somebody say formula na nam de say do bo brete ne de wo de omo nya omo adwuma omo nya omo adwuma but mrante de mabwa do so
Pacho, no me say asem say obi eba be where my last question obi eba be twam wo video so na wate wabet wotie kakra wa stop no wotie kakra na we crash ni den ya. Do you think say anybody the issues are a work na wotie akwantu mu da bia no video nipa na search hwehwe so obehunu aye the NDC buy awanye ni MPP buy awanye. You think say kwa be na say nipa obetimi age no ho free sa because it seems that there's so many people the main focus pa kase aye so mo hwehwe say boni be na ekoso wo Ghana ho na wo magina so de aka asem say nipa no
ye de aho de hwe mrante na mbaba wana o ma dwen nyansa ye ne so ye be content.
Okay.
Yo ti abrochire a wo body bra abrochire a wo pe bone nkwa wa ha no. Ye kan no ye be bre menka so bondi min sesa wo. Ati ye be bre se be nya o ma dwen.
Sanity.
Because on wo hu nyansa wo de ye kan.
No correct.
Ye hia bi. Me show mo ya na menkasa wo. Once one ma punch back. I mean tankasa because also we started so okojima. Nye da ko pe na be wo hu ne body no. This what Jimo check me boy.
Yeah.
Ni par won ko jim da. Ti be do. Ta fe dia be tire do de yes yi. Abra wono kra wo ka so ohia, o pe ka so ohia. Enti o mo de seriously. So no o ti hwa na o ko hwe na for started so osua na de ye. Ba me pa de. Even sometimes they call conferences in there. I'm not so much comfortable with that group no. Go you can you fanya we. Mo ntia se kwaro mo ga bibi. But a branch na ni abre no. O just I don't know awo to pa matches na de jade. You go far with them than the why is it before chia all day 2 hours open matches then do pa match always do time.
No correct. Thank you.
Branch out Ghana near was what travel 20 years or so a year Juma will get $200,000 will be in Anubia and Crawford now say in Yansare. Who know me debate. It's not fruitful.
Yeah.
It's not fruitful. Because we're doing so in Yansa Senina. No, just how against a Bruni in Yansa. Because we're in history. The idea be away from me anytime. Woman almost say, Ghana need Bia Bokrono. Those are the ones you hear from them.
Yeah.
Until Sanko for the Sabi, after they be the Abano. They check.
And we'll see a time on. Thank you. Thank you.
Antitili the assembly, they be all the assembly. Joe. Na say Joe kasa. Joe Joe. And Sister C.
Hello, what's going on?
Oh, okay, bro.
Joe, I'm saying you need free.
But
kasa. Joe.
What's going on?
Let's go Kapa Joe.
Okay, mama you go so. And then what the amobo, Mr. Wayne. And then maybe I can come by you, my papa. Na system na mo kan say na Mr. Wayne kan no. Ona o ko school ni de atinye de won anya de a o mbejai. Asan tete no e bia me ken wa je san tete na be 40 years ni 30 years ni tisi e woni ne kasa anya de beto ase obehu oni ni tibie no munti no etese ne a oni bodanfo nam so opese wo chi bodanfo a wanyo ho bodanfo a untumi nche no esese ne tibie no mu no wonte wase na wonso nte na se onu na adwen ohu ni se wo no nso wadwen nye ana wonso hu ni se onu nso adwen nye enti gise ba ko tibie mu na no na ya den enu na ya den pa esa so wo hwese na meka Mr. Obin cheche ya wante culture na se wante niama se a untumi nya anu aduru untumi nso bi yare bra untumi hwehwe bebi a yare ni free yenti yare ni ba untumi nyɛ saa esan sɛ me say no nneɛma me te Mr. Obin a me yere me ho no ɛyɛ bebi a matena o bebi a yɛatete me ne me na natena ɛyɛ bebi a yɛ kura me kasa na sɛ kurokitoa bi mu a enti ɛhɔ na kasa bɛkyerɛw biribi enti sɛ wo sa benya nimdeɛ no ka ho a afei epushi me enti sɛ me kɔ a dasuo no kura na sɛ me kɔ kɔyɛ afuo na enka me ɛsɛ sɛ mayɛ yɛ de atete me no matena me hu ne matumi ayɛ saa ansana me firi hɔ no maba akra enti sɛ ne yɛ sɛ ka kyerɛm sɛ yiedie wɔ hɔ na ni bibi na menti ase ɛnyɛ den sɛ me sa kɔ hɔ no ɛsan sɛ matena hɔ no pɛn na obi ɔno yɛatete no wɔ hɔ ɔnkɔ obi mu da watena baabi no woka sɛ yiedie wɔ hɔ no ma ohu ɛnyɛ de no bɛyɛ adwene ɔno nya adwene na yɛ kasa no nso de yɛ sua de bebree on sɛ kasa yɛ ade a tumi wɔ mu nia mo platform mo kan yɛ kasa o ɛna ɛsesa yɛ adwene nia wo ka no nti kasa no yɛ ade a ɛsesa nipa adwene wotie no aha obo okra na ɛnyɛ homa na ɔkan na mo sɛ yɛ hyia se na wo kasa na yɛtie no ɛna asesa nipa na adwene nti kasa yɛ ade a tumi wɔ nti so obi sesa wɔ kasa no de ɔno de ma wa wagye tumi bi efuru nsɛm ɛnyɛ ade a wobetumi hu ho yie so ho sɛ wo hyɛ no nso a sɛ Mr. Obin kyerɛkyerɛ ti sɛ bi a ɔte brɔfo pɔ na so ɔka twi na wotumi sɛ tumi wɔ kasa na ɔka nim na obi bia nso a ɔka twi na ɔte twi yem so wotie no tumi sɛ ɛkɔ adwenem ɛkɔ adwenem sen brɔfo no ɛsɛ brɔfo no obi ka brɔfo sɛ wayɛ nice wato ne bo no wayɛ nice bi na na so sɛ wo ka twi na wotumi sɛ woka na kokuduro so odi aniɛden nti wotie na ɛkɔ adwenem wo fa asɛm na wode yɛden wode kɔ akɔyɛ den ɛkɔbɔ bra nti te sɛ system ɛyɛ adwuma sɛ na Mr. Obin kan a yɛsɛ yɛdi n'akyi no di sɛ wosua wo ho wobɛsua wankasa nneɛma ansa kora na wahyɛ aseɛ nti wobɛhyɛ biribi ase di kan te kasa n'ase di kan te beebi a wofiri ase yɛ saa nneɛma no nti na wobɛkɔ akɔsua wabakɔsɛm no ɛno bɛboa wo na nkurɔfo adada ya ma yɛbɛnya adwene bi sɛ wodi nnuane bi mpo yɛ ohia ɛtara mitumi tie nkurɔfo na wɔn na se banchapesi wodi yɛ hia na so yɛ saa adwene ahyɛ nipa tirim wodi bɔɔde no kontom na ɛyɛ hia nti ɛnɛ no Nyankopɔn ayɛ bi wɔte akora no na odi kwansusu a abɛduruni yɛ nti ɛnɛ deɛ Nyankopɔn pagya na bɛduru ha sese deɛ odi fra nti hu ne sɛ yɛdie so ho adwene na ɔmo de ama yɛ no nti onipa ne di bi kontom na bɛma na ho de ko hu ne sɛ yɛ hia
Joe
ne nyina wiki nipa nso yɛagye furu nsɛm no ɛnya ade a wobɛtumi anya omugidie ayɛ biribi wɔ wo mani ɛte sɛ nea wondidi yie na wonya nsupa dwane ntumi nyini ɛho so afu ntumi nyini na sɛ dwane didi yie na wonya nsupa a obɛtumi nyini nti wontumi ntena Ghana ɔmɛkɔ a wobɛka obi kasa edi obi aduane na wahwɛ yiedie wɔ ha ɛnyɛ yie so obɛtumi atena wɔ asase so na wetumi edi yie a gye sɛ woka wakasa no nneɛma na ɔmo yɛ no dana na woju so kosua na woyɛ a wobɛhu yiedie nti yɛkwa ne deɛ wa nanso sɛ ɛte sɛ nea wayɛra yɛ nyina yɛayɛra nanso ne akyerɛ baabi a wokɔ wonya bɛhu baabi a wokɔ a ɛwase den korɔ wɔ ni da so sɛ o meto fapem ba bɛtoa so nanso sɛ wonya huhu na wasa yɛra a ɛyade a bɛyɛ den paa na jimfi ahoro bi sɛ na mo kan no amfi ahoro bi na ansa na yɛabɛkɔ sɛ ti bi anim nti ɛnyɛ da korɔ ade yɔ ɛna ɛnyɛ da mienu ade yɔ nanso sɛ yɛn nyina yɛbɛgye tie hu sɛ yɛayɛra ɛsɛ yɛhwehwɛ kwan na yɛho kwan no deɛ yɛ kɔ ni a 100 years kora mfinhyɛ ɔhampo a nyɛ wo mu gyidie na wo ho nneɛma wobɛtumi ayɛ na wobɛtumi aduru hɔ no nti mmɔde a mobɔ nteteyɛ a Mr. Obin yɛ platform ahorow a mo bi adwene ma yɛagye yɛn ho adi no na ma yɛtumi ayɛ biribi no me nso mebɔ mo baso pa sɛ moyɛ saa so ho moyɛ saa na ne nyina bi adwene anse na wobɛhu yiedie no gye sɛ wadwene mu da hɔ gye sɛ woto wo ho ase woto wo ho ase pɛ ɛyɛ mmerɛma me wo hɔ yɛ a me di Mr. Obin akyi me nyɛ sika bi o nanso me hu abrabɔ sɛ mmerɛ de ntira ɛyɛ nimdeɛ a menya Esan se me say me pesika ne ese se me yeni me pen for pa ne ese se me yeni se me this is unum se systems na gu ho no principle nti we no unum se me fa we a we na me de koye we na me de koye we na me de koye a me di ni se be ye dia nti systems ne de Mr. Ben mo boaye na mo ne me so me kan se na mo ka no wan untumi ntena Ghana se me meka obi kasa me di obi aduane me show obi atade na mo mpese me yeye enye yie da nkrofo bebu na mo no bra obeje ho atum no wa hu se me ye bibini no we di waduane wa mo wani aso o kasa no aka ne yie asa se kasa tumi wom so unim enye kasa keko se na mo kana e just kasa na so o kasa no ewo bi adwuma ekosesa neama ama nipa no kasa obi kan nti na obi akokun obi kasa obi aka nti na obi no sese no onni ni mu ahotoso sa kasa kro na obi so aka ma sese wo ginu hudi o ye neama kese akese nti denti na wonsua kasa ni yie na wonka ni yie nti eda mo ase pa Mr. Obi nti kakra me so me de ka ho no se e bibre mu de wanya hu bibini anya bibini adwene a enya de obetuma survive da na gise wotena ho no na dollar ya na omumu tena ho no ba opese o ma ya ma mu ye a oti ase sa nti me da mo ase pa Mr. Obi
Joe, that's Joe, that's it. I'm saying Sister AC.
Yeah, Mr. Befi.
Hey, me too got you. What's your
Anyo, and Endra crane ye do home comment, you know.
Oh.
I was say me bana me de beto anim.
Yo.
Mpacho se bibi aboko.
Yeah,
it was here for a chi obi ana. Yeah, better Mr. Obi ase na am say can say we na omudia edi no anoso. Na nhyiranka Mr. Obi sɛ waboa yɛn adekyerɛ mu a yɛn nyinaa no egu so a ɛnam so a yɛhu yɛn ho na mmerɛ bi na mede m'adwene to hɔ na mehwɛ nneɛma bi ɛna mehu sɛ titiri school na yɛkɔɔyɛ no asɛ nneɛma bebree because na mehwɛ me ankasa m'abusua me nana yɛ adeɛ bi but Drew am say break no by kakra wo ya wofo side na me hwe ya na me hu say no Mr. Obi nkyerɛkyerɛ ya na me de me de ka ne say de to ho na me hu say no school na omukoen because me ma me call school wie no okoya ban adwuma me na de ne nan si form say da ontie man saa de ne nsi adwuma wo fie ho ntie wo say obeye ono sisi obeko school se mempene we ba be adwuma wo fie na yetua metua o ma na abro so and sa we na me na na ye no me hu say di mpuntuo bebre bae because de be share adwuma na wo fie no mu kena because I say nimdie na ono ekonya wo school no o de aba ene de amena na nim no ono a kire no no omo di bo mu na wo hu say ade na kwa anim but say drew yes no omo say da be unko school ma me ye nti no me sound kwan nti no I say uko panie na me hu say ya ma nneoma bebre ya say nti no me hwedi na me say da bi sisi a situation a ewo mi eye entity bi a enya saa time no because omo enya saa nimdie nti ye nananom no omo nimbi a no omo nimdi omo ye enya saa nimdie nti na me question ma one Mr. Obi ne kankam ne say sisi ade a yehu no ye enioma a ya kire yen over 20 years ago nti de ye sisi a no eno ho results beba maybe about 10 to 15 years to come no eno na yebehu nti me question is sisi a no ye Mr. Obi kasa no can about the self identity history education language and creating of wealth nti no na me question ni say ye pese ye break saa de na ye who say education ka ho ena me hwe nkra me ne omo ofie I can see me hu bibi saa say omo ko school omo to me program omo ni ade era me mo muska me bisa omo na mpese me ho omo knowledge on sika na uska we de be den me bisie na me kɔ Africa na me de akɔtɔ aduane ama omo ni bi na me si no Tibisan say saa asɛm no kora wote wen no si omo ba school ho ba gigi sika so omo de kɔ Africa because ehiafo na ɛwɔ hɔ. But the good thing is na ya ba fie ni ntin me bi say omo say wo ba fie no hu say no obi isire sika na no se da bi na me se a ukọ ekrom ha so at least wo hu say obi ntin enti santi I say programming na kɔ so omo ye e de hye nkora ni tim. Yeah, nti no na me question ni say sisi a na omo kɔ sa school na sa program na kɔ so no ye nso ye pese ye sesa nneoma so that omo nso behu at least dia ye nananom nim dia na omo won ye be den na ya kate sa nneoma no ana ye break ya so for you can say aso for ni be say break and bind you say den no.
Oh, is you na ko.
Me question because it's here the same education content na muna ebi na omo ko ka kire akwala ba ko say omo jiji ska kwenti no yeah me man is ka me test omo knowledge on money no na mbisa ni say ska no de be or the kotoduane ama ehiafo ewa Africa no nti no is the same school no omo ko is the same program is the same subject can say programming nti no ye be den na yetumi eyi saa de na frim
ezi say ye school no de ufamu a se mo ho kra de double de kra de say de hu se nkofo de okrom ye be fa na kakra but still the school no and build the identity and confidence sir nti wo say o ma no also more double challenge because of course could be a university example be at the chile be at the same time we no woman nka so mo gigi sika de akọ mo ahiafo no ho
yeah so your teachers and nurses so chrome home gi food bank yeah
but akra na nka we in school it also say okay amani we na yetimo nti also no as a parent no onya scheme be out there children kakra it's a battle, it's a tough one. But at least akra no angasa etimi hu say enye ensema mo ka no there's another side that we just say wenya kakra de akọ but it's a tough one. It's a program akra at this stage only all catholic I know him say akra so ya so strategically they are breaking your sense of being, your confidence, and the side catch also baby you feeling here or we are creating poverty with you. That's all that they're doing. Say abibini akora na ohun sa no here ye dey atontim no
yeah some scary Mr. Obia yeah
the beka just about you feel here or hontime nko ho me wa so the companies why too good yeah pamo mo say am economy no upa ma Africa nye board say so be free here the next 1 week the world economy will shut down. Put the upper and say free Ghana Nigeria everywhere
omunim tina maso da omuma ne maso da
pa be fa so a okay na France for o sheki
yeah
o dem an draw so fie me no they will shut down the whole Europe will shut down they know at the same time akwara be free no sika ni ho it's a program that they have run for the last 500 years and omu be koso ayesa omu nya ikopem say be sorry into one also ma obano different information yeah different information constantly that be akwara be go school bia no kon wo okoko until akwara do 15 years and no more aggressive no
yeah
but there's a disconnect. They are fighting the identity. Is it that obey a table? And I said, any better than
no in between
and strike a balance. Let's answer, oh, no, I'm no amateur and for flat.
Yeah.
Also, I said technology, I only buy technology and also there will be a balance. One and then who know farm one so I'm on no more dim come so
yeah. And then legend, and I think one thing is that maybe minima, so I may not be able to speak. There will be signs.
That's
so
right.
Yeah, on the many guy be a Juma on guy no or no also be homeschooling. If I be meaning ya, if I be na meaning in ya dream, because as an and can be lose social skills. Yeah, one share hono and can be to me lose social skills. Also, school near curriculum upo and no more use. I can't use anything different from what the teacher is teaching him or her. And as it be a bit really cause nana so bad or be fairly. There's this man, legend, Dr. Anthony Browder.
Yes.
Not yeah, Pan-Africanist, also the books or no students used to do research, the professor intentionally failed them. I catch from say, wow, be you should have a pan book be in your thesis, in your research, in whatever, or bad because they know say no crebu or wow, okay. See, we need to like what Mijidi say abufre biano. Their first point of contact is their parent or their guardian. And usually Mijidi say nkra oye den oje ni obeno no di more chain obi oye outside and it's na akroye fofra onia or recognizing a papa voice and any papa odini kubu ebia onye den uncle. To those things becomes an advantage for us that one man on say near true school no parent means make sure say we na no credit. So the majority of us also rely on us as adults, need parents, and so to also be very, very deep. Very, very, very deep. To say message ya Ghana na utia by now no say akwenya wa no man in 80. To say Saturday dia legend no by now no man 80. But say that only na nti obi just da na enjoy any program na na ebedu time bi no say wa ankasa ne na metena wa with time ono abehu say time aso say me kotena na me yede me question. So majority of it will come from us re-educating them, but we have to be very, 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 very deep. But ultimately, so you bet me a looky say yeah ankasa so bet me at school. It's possible. To say yeah share 100 you move 5 akabum na at school in ye chere and no say the ultimate I bet me about for kese ne pa parents na guardians and I say no ofani aunties mo kra no come nchen. We should be very mindful the things that they tell them. School the end there you might not be able to control, but if you know message now also the push you on kakran they will find that rhythm as someone push kra or be free in they will learn.
Okay, thank you. Where the homeschooling na me share Uganda nibi. She said they are okay. You see year be 5 and 6 Uganda for. And until omo mani nko school no. Omaje we no na omo ankasa. Until no sometimes for omo ko fie ko di be 4 months because Chrome has school na nkola no be ko intino. And one is omo di omo be every month be na omo send the nkola na ye. Until they know what to put in. Into no or catch them say I know so ye into no yeah I think say good because sometimes idea have me power ewo that it na me try reka bro for no teen na me try me correct no be say me say na trim ye reka ne say na me country no say yeah and your cabro for na dey
eba
yeah I say tree ni ye easy man into and your cabro for na dey into no adreno yeah sometimes omo boy bending into no you be try ye
Edin to say the okano me de ma say homeschool kra na me nhyɛ da nya yi kese ne ye o kyerɛkyerɛ na sɛn o kɔ college ade na we e ho so be kɔ homeschool ana eti no ne nyina ne say to say ye kana no o kyerɛ ne say here dude this is the school now you go through that process no I didn't kasa pay but to pass your exams no go through this sua ne ko ba pese ohu ayina kasa no pray ni dey say no man niam a no so betimi start here said you na wo kyerɛkyerɛ ni because I say your friends say could you be see me over here be see it was all teach room because the bit also teach room now who say who no was I to know baby for you know it school no dey said the okay sometimes no and simbi wo mo be ka na mo outside no so say nkra no especially mo 9 tie ntitia wo kruma ya na nye bad mo yeah omo kɔ ne ade a omo akra na fa bi duru be no pese omo kɔ because omo say omo kɔ ha omo hu difference omo say life is so easy you know you are a confined place your apartment house kra na e sen you know Ghana otumi kano kono bani ade kran bi omo ni je say why you be come bi ane on krobo a on pese most of us say extend the time no man no to omo na entity na na e che by was e che omo di mu to say the e kan no we first point of contact omo ti sa ne mana se a ye esa de omo de e bi no se omo sa de bia na especially no omo ni omo ti ho no say the ne kan no system na ma white for no look superior na man so mom you to mu inferior one can tell man yedin
yeah so me that's it
yo Freddie your friend saying was his own echo
Mr. Pedu yeah
Mr. Pedu I'm so the mute too. Mr. Pedu. Okay. Any
over try refreshing the page, you know.
I have your way. You back and then I'm say mommy and yeah, mommy. Mommy, what you kasa? Wait you kasa.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. Mr. Lakomi Chia Bibri and also now program was very interesting and it's you and Yama Bibri. I mean, cost no more money now buying. And my is and Yamani be. Maybe I'm a cousin with them. Yami as I prayer, my betrayal. I don't know how I'm to me get in touch, but yeah, by. In a way. Now, my questions be me put you back okra our house. But question I'm person beside say, so how can like young Ghanaians overcome systemic barriers to entrepreneurship and wealth building? How?
Oh, okay. Me saw the two. Yeah. So be back
okay, and to know ever here so what about you so Ghana?
I see what you say one guy will feel no. Yeah, 100 yapim. There's no way I beat me changing on the system.
All right. Yeah, 100 also you to say a binary system no no. You mudu do na yentimi fanyi.
Okay.
Na nti 20 for ni no to form.
Okay.
Ako school una so ako bio so nko bio. Business there no one said the nkrofo peno. And I said, you solve a need. Be a timid will be problem. When Crawford here so area also a university we are doing bank of pension. Crawford work here or more than none. With my yato houses here, which now build a company. So until said, I genuine also who say, yeah, no man, I do business one or a very basic and simple. Money is so much complicated. Now you free to say, oh, can you be the mouse guys and out all the ashes here.
Yeah, you know, so
yeah. No, Obia only as a matter of fact. So Nana or Jabi or Bibi or and county fee. Obia the parents was a cacacrabi and 1 fee and Pemwa. You're connected on until what we school 3 years ago. You might just Jagonobia. Intimate mamma houses are brafom because already do that from. Now the matches now bit about 2 day. Got all we situation, you know. So also liberal crowd site here. Don't be shy. I did be an ashes here. Sabi enyefe. But the only anymore no as amani na betrizo politics football no tiso the 25 years uni adwuma bia ya men spend all time no fa hwe football any did the musicians achi fa wo mre no fa ya de papa what me asesa wo shebre so unti won say brand energy tum It's a business, no, you're complicated, be very simple. When you know what this success is, that's what for me is a business. So here any direction. Which you know what digital quang, I dear chair goes and I just stop. You are sikaphobic, be wo krum here. Or more cast quite on fast social say. It's just basic, simple. Na moma bama mu no mo o ma nya iso ene ntine na o ma yede o ma yeye nti wo ko school de ko kire wo no Ghana ha ne de ko kire o pese o de bo bra o bebre nti ko sia de nkrofo no sia na fom na bi ne fanante o beto
na oniti ase se o be hu se abrabo no ne school na wakowie no ne because niti amekasa last time I think I told you me wo my nephew back yes so bad and or apply school be school no fan but okoji visa no only deny because honestly we need any asset be a ofi nti probability say will be course na obesa ban is 0 nti only deny no and now to when I mention say hey listen yedie no so bi ofi na you as I say we change your mindset nti no me sending no videos ne sa ayi kakra na my channel say oh yeah computer engineering what now 2 years she emma when you're proactive you have to connect with other to see say at the end oh your bema it be do baby na who nisika no wo be frustrated. It doesn't matter how many times I go bompa ye was sorry so only you know you have to do something. And my cousin back Arizona and also decided it's okay. So obey a pilot project like Sakat the friend was simple. To so it's so called training Kumasi. And my child say this is what you need to do. I said make sure say from here no so a human now now ni sister would in so I lesson or in the national services in the placement. Or no catch me say we are it's going to take 5 years and I was 4 years and your bemano sir Makachen say right now you have to start and think about different and your nursing it is a insurer na moton will feel anymore and nasi kushia whatever until you are not chance me running deep freezer no person or better I'm so okay I'll find a deep freezer no man maybe through that in a near for beba. Nti enuti na mam bisa sa question nti me try say onye obema onye na adwen say abrochire no enye easy sa nti say ya wanna deny visa no only can we that's it me I mean the metimi ayi say ya obetumi aba nti one starting in changing the mindset no ontie wo ni bi na say seminars na mo ye no kro bia na onye no so okay or dream na membisa sa question
all right me the me dream say be 50% enkrofo o ni degree ni bi or more akache for no mo university no and I say ni mo about for be 10-15%.
Okay
me mom de me ha me ho was enkrofo no me dream say abrabo be chiro mo nyansa.
Okay
because the moment you okuta certificate no dream say waben when bibi because we computer engineer what na for 2 years
yes
or no ba challenge you catch out the entire the kind of program for so over 1 hour brabo it is how you say we hope you now abrochira no problem you know nya chinye kura
after they was so assistant admin
okay yeah but mom dey na me nya obitimi frame na madam for bi mo peso to kwa okuta ska na mzema ni na time no say be kwa frame madam for what be that na ya yes me value no value open ukuta sika fa corner connection man ni ego mouse anu aro you know dia e come din no ye mra ansa na e man aduane and is nipa no we ambitious wa enya okra na be push no one funny school no mono e mono ho adwada because we ambitious we driven
because the enti na utibitra ho de wo ho e kan won a enye esi university for we school na oni nya adwuma anye na me say for 2 years what nye proactive are you and no say what nya wadwen say
go school no wo free ho na no ko class no compile why explore bibrezo nkan hwe o apart from course content na won trim wonim hwe the one compile also call ekotwa bet football Womo kakana no womo ambitious womo pay information. We are on our pushing no. What do from Miss Harry? Because they are driven. These are the ones that are looking for postgraduate, PhD. Sir, womo pattern no pero. Enti basa heading. We said they were self-driven. Momentum or the ability to overcome inertia is part of success. If you have to be encouraged all the time and pushed, you don't have it. You should be able to drive yourself. And it's a madam baby when if you do now when I was all friend to the it doesn't have it.
What we I don't understand. I just don't understand.
And Sicano I was all the man on.
Maybe
obisi or just careful.
Such
people they are low key lazy.
What try to complain about baby.
Maybe.
Because the reason why I will be at the man no yes, I will lose you Jumada. What lose you Jumada? We lose you Jumada now we need you. If you find something say there on Sabekoano, and you know, this is the near base of person in Sakona no near Bibinia. No,
this is for 2 years. Now salary the salary, whatever they or foresee we no koye. I can say at this more than a year. Ghana na need him so many years. I ain't be do. And yes, I Ghana ni beam. And to see why you're not being say. Obey na bien fisi mikoye dwuma na ban atua mekane yi no ebehia no nti wonye na say at the audio
and cry hard life is hard and it's simple say we and cry you have to force for those things and yes what we are not one no and cry hard it's you know even a high dwuma ho ne ade because how many times I apply jobs and when you want
interview 20 times as I mean hit me.
Yes.
Personal job.
You apply for about 100 jobs and when you want. Yeah. Sometimes I would do crowd if you say simple said, also apply over and over and over and son when you be.
Yeah.
Local interview. So I was saying 20 times.
Oh, okay.
And yes, simple. And also cry hard. And also cry hard.
Madam,
oh, she said things have changed. And maybe boy I see or you obey me a whole investing every and I'm a boy pay fees in everything. I did that for all of them. 1 year 3 me no me and Makacho is from here and there. I abrabono obia starting hwehwe de obetimi aye dise meme abtimi ambo modern mama wi akọ aye de mo ya then it's up to you guys to take it over maybe kra me bafi na
mo say brand tell people how many obia
yes
me kasi o invest obu how many obia ye makwa kra won ko bia otu school papa time bi no o kire ko no ko ton no ma woni obia woni akra de tuan school fees.
Wow.
We school now, because one what I recommend them to Nemusa and no share because energy.
My next question, I will let you go and say, how can the education system be adapted to better prepare students for entrepreneurship? How? That is another because financial literacy, we don't it has been a while. How can the system be adapted? That one there, if you can give me the answer.
Begin said now, formal education is on YouTube. Informal education is in the classroom. The world that we live in now, there's a switch. The Edema University, we are on to from opera. So, yes, and we are now you are illiterate. And until our ranting our money brain and nobody will be sharing them one computer when you're $100,000 a month. But also could appear the air peduma when you be with technology, internet. The right education now is on the internet. In this old dream said, oh, Miss Yadi or her or maybe. And to make Casa government no crowd finance and cookie Casa no because it's our professor for Montiasi. Tebeche. Umbayan in so entrepreneurship is in so pimp no pie. No sorry.
No, I think they have to change the curriculum. It's updated. They have to.
I agree. But would they?
Curriculum comes from the slave master.
But I can see that. See,
Okay.
it's about time. It's
Do
about
omunim.
Yeah,
why
curriculum
are they not
comes from the slave master. So
Yes.
your pen obey. Uncle change curriculum, you not get a loan again.
I am a for Becca too.
Yeah.
Because curriculum, no, I don't think it align with the modern industry.
Everything you know, madam.
Your time, maybe time you cannot pour and chew, if I'm not mistaken. I'm talking about 29 years ago. Pour and chew.
But your colleagues are still in charge.
I can't remember history. Because pause and I'm the chew and I'm the try.
Legend, my family the example. You're taking off. I was very good at chemistry back in high school. Now you're bad tech, you know. If you who are the say DNA say you Pasco hunti could deep Pasco into boys ni deep Pasco na over class no unko sia lecture, you know. No where the Pasco na afo could do on us and for once organic chemistry say usia tias you know na like ode kokwasa lo bi na wo drop party mi o tiri sa de no first 3 questions be the next 10 questions no first 10 na any dey be afasi ba ku fam because you don't really you are in the school but you are not in the school, and 90% of people in college or Ghana ko be brain na no course ni course we are professional to say medicine, pharmacy ni say you know. If you look, I say quote unquote is losing its prestige. 90% of they are just there to graduate. Okay. They just want to be there and graduate. That's it. Now I can say, oh, me ban on so you graduate, me ban so university. And what you said is true. After lectures, just a few people will go to the library to study. But ni be create me ekikasi kabum esi
sorry that you
complain. We complain about not having labs, but we're able to contribute to build this kind of art monuments. So being saying here, but if you complain say education idea is not making us productive. We can't really blame the government. We must be a change that we are looking for.
Madam, Dante, teacher secondary school. Was it in SHS in new SHS curriculum? There is no entrepreneurship content. Curriculum is funded by US and others.
And what kind of Dante? Yeah.
And the curriculum no, and the campaign besides in one money.
Our phone now on this caba. Say I'm going to change this kind of law.
Now, so one only this cabana is not aligned to new.
And so why
are they doing it?
They'll be over.
The was it? Or tears is added to the idea, but I teach you almost to say.
Yes, standing back. Yeah, that is the thing.
You're a long way to go. Long way to go.
Or to yeah, bet you, Hono. The Ombekana was here.
And in the Ghana Education Service for one income. And you want to implement the curriculum.
We are funding.
I can find the never nephew. You know, bit me.
History no more history no be free.
As a matter of fact, okay, school to time of free or no. A dear Ghana history financial apart from
I don't know the former education minister. No interview.
Yeah.
Former education minister, no interview. I can quote him. Was so who said the entire Monchile history. The last 30 years, I think from America.
Yeah.
No one can say we history from no Monchile. And then for so yeah. We are all the history and free education.
Why?
And the Harris said education, call no my money panel identity and pride. Language, your school now come the cheap graduate at the
yeah, me time when come back, I see me time on here. Maybe you tree or all level.
And you
tree. Emma, tree crowd, mommy.
They say
anytime cry you tree and yes,
elective.
He said elective.
And history is what they see.
And I can't history so elective.
No elective
history is elective.
Yeah, but no cry any dear, no yeah, no cry will see more of a friend is saying Western history near the.
Yes.
And sana entrepreneurship finance got and they all challenge.
Oh, already more because no so boa the chile say a mount one be mu be so and I make us say ye where your friends chew and poor and you the cultural level be pay you and yeah other but in this time on 21st century and near me in terms of in think they bet me a boa one pa monga and yasa you know I think say who here mum who here yeah well ebia ye can say so no people na work education minister ni no maybe na be na ye be different until the over can be an for say who here yeah who here until we drew her no kware asem yipa na make a show no na say na I think say training colleges you know on a degree or something in those days no certificate Udi bedru ha me kaya quite remember me bedru ha me chon see me a teacher me try dey go fie na say you know why because a certificate into I say okoye 2 year edeka ho answer na won ama degree. That's what I did. Answer na me teaching position. I don't know keep course me kojije me niema nyina e buy okoye 2 year na ka ho answer na won ma me chance ama ma kira ade e wo ha say. Look at that. Intinka system na ewo ho no we are say Nigeria for only baha only kita only degree straight only nyina nya adwuma. India for if Asia ne de keka ho baha only nyina kita degree on baha Canadian for they don't even check it. No one among adwuma only ye kakra bia but who figure na back kita what year they see say you have to do something addition qualification attach it to what you have no answer the one yasa teaching position any other we are nurse now figure na ba only mount straight you have to do courses no akoye test answer na pass answer na what me anya chance Philippines for only kita on nursing degree only they do most of them no on your test yeah one the only thing I want to see I'm only only call or
board
like
exams
observation that is all that they do and no one know but the same nursing now the same but what is the change I don't know be Philippine back it a nursing degree or do her pa your man or adwuma straight now obi so fi Ghana ba ajewa be ye exams answer na wa go through that and your money nyina minimum obako bi so oba me say no okita refi edru baby no why frustrated oja you need to honor kokan taxi okoka taxi one day be a kotra na you know no so mo ya Ghana for na me say ya any ye kasa yidi nkomo I say me ba na me kita degree of bibia say o say me dru won nga frustrate me say my test ni so many times me pass me so me wo ma me hwe won me wo yere until I have to let it go and oka taxi. In fact, na homete na woka bibia what to no so dey to until I let go until you feel. So that is why I make can say and at least the education system no betimi align with the word that you know kakra na ebeboa no so beboa. On history on a year free mu year free mu see your identity no more berry because and your mapa wo mo bema won so asua hu baby on my years and your money free modia and well then wonga ye di wonga see horse until the baby say mo ane na ye in charge with the curriculum. It's about time.
That's Omoba with big Omoba as complex. All these different organizations, institutions.
Yeah, well, I hope we say a big change because to build worth, through a Nyama Bibrino, say, wait a minute, so no, ya, and she say, oh, more, I say, no, so a bear din kakra. Into whatever the manusi now will be a bum. Question be bar, may the better at the end, so now, Samutimi and Sammy, and that would be great. Thank you very much.
That's it, mommy. That's it.
Yeah, I think
Freddie.
Uncle Freddie Bew. Yeah.
Freddie knew how the end. So what tea and custody out the mute. Freddie. All right, and then call way so. I'm saying I am Basky, right?
Basket.
Sister.
Yes. Me pamucho, good evening.
Video live mupao.
We de me damas say and mobile and eti. Me and radio no. I feel and then me my son boy tea. I feel na me go because brofo no. I think say and say na me let me can come within Komobi about Mr. Binti Chins and how ama yetiminya resources and I told him say me there it's because of Kasana. Say what cabro for na me tis obi cabro for normally my unit to me he kakra because as I feel na adwini ebe as a process bibi kakra na answer na better first word na say na whatever connect second one third one na say nipa na ka bebre na say afa mitirim nti me pebro for kasa me shada me obi a me pebro for kasa because na me hu ne say obadwen hu too much and me ntimi so follow conversation brofo for a long time ya me lose concentration me lose nti me hu ne say me nya me de ne brofo
That's all school now, bro. For us now, you see.
Oh, Mr. Bevi, me Kanya, me ferry, me SSC say. I had a very good grade. I think that math, me good with mathematics. Me 3A, 4B, but English in kwa me E. Me pebro, me nim denti as bro. Man, shada English as you.
Hey.
Oh, yeah, typical Genie.
Man, shada because na me shada English na ye your classroom na se.
Okay.
Into SSC, me grades nyina was so nice. And then metro me na those times na obi kana ye student na adwin mu da onye na ya sika no na afele ma adwin me say this time no me ntimi kura nsua de. But edu brofo no nko aso a me ntimi SSC me si menya EO BC kura English I think I had D but all the other subjects menya 1. And you know, brofo and I am who ne say yeah higher ho kakra mete Scandinavia na ekrom ha say omo no so ahokwo kra kan ho kra ya bro so kra na 5 million and so omo enye so omo nti brofo but omo nka omo ma American influence omo ma England influence omo ma obi influence omo kasa na so me okoye even first no kwa na me dwen hum bibusa me say inte no mutimi nya words bi was science what science is very technical I said word be is so difficult omo wo hu nyina words wo ho obi omoge ukọ mu school a me koye course na me ba ha me di school ba ka me koye course bi na health na omoye say physiology and anatomy me dwane ye me call lectures no o say more of health physiology and anatomy omo kind of kasa no like everything e be say na science is so technical na e na munya mukro mu kasa de hihye ho Inti no, but no, ubeka chi wo fie. Obeti as uko school ma. Kas bia ye be che bia na de brofo nti. Wadwe ni mu be ye wo he. Nti se wo want principle na ɛwɔ adeɛ na wusua ni mu a ɛne na ma bebree wɔ hɔ no ma sɛ omuko school is so we fairly wanya adeɛ wo save but ki yɛkyerɛ wɔ yɛ kasa mu na ɔte sɛ okay mass no yɛsɛ fa baako ka baako ho what baako ka baako me do ɔkyerɛ me mass na ɔyɛ school be classes teacher I mean funny cranes na na mate sɛ we free Mr. Fobi ɔna kyerɛ me mass ma ɔde twi na kyerɛ me first me hu mass na me dwane but ɔde mass na kyerɛ me ɛma me te mass ase ɛna ma be interested in mathematics me read ade I just me translate wo me trim ko me kasa mu ɛna ma mitimi ɛte ade na se but system a ya build your mind I say ya build the foundation bi ama ne ye force ye ho say it should work I say ya instead me instead nim how I am penning for no dwen as I'm obi minim say America full say England full say French full because yeah as a confused nation kakra na no radio so presenter bin kana asema coach no say house so kotokofo coach say so free Cote d'Ivoire say hen na otimi country na ono de eninti na obo aba so say ye be sua ye be encourage brofo ne French ne ade because ye neighbors kura atwa ho ahia ne ye French for BBTC Ghana ne ye ko sesi abede ne atimi akasa na BBTS Ghana ye den na makọ Cote d'Ivoire English ye international and they won't mean what say it was a woba enka like enka brofo into no be or man for propose say yen use a local language in no school mu na ye ne sere kra na me hwe ni say ya na me si wo to de na to atwene na wa fa obi de na ho me de bia me come me say me na me buza gam say I said that before you follow man for na why na follow ye
Nobody.
Yeah, they be ye follow your sister BB Koreas in ye follow. But why pan at trans okay, when na koso bibi mamun to no musu follow ye. Ye chase obi culture, ye chase obi aduan. They say so baga na indomie ebu talia. It's na nye aduan KFC pizza when ni it's na nye aduan ye chesi I say ye ko international obi tina radio no kasa okọ American tesa and okọ inu American me tesa ne mani kwani onko odo no ma fafo no ya free obi na okọ system bi what to say ohon tesa inti no yenye Ghana tesa America na say yenye Ghana tesa England na yenye Ghana tesa henfa because they be able to and now call a Dubai hot to say abrofo na ye say I'm so okay na ye dear and it's not my nation na yes I know because a buy a development to cry about send there was a total year quine fa send there was a construct ya dying fa any drainage system of crana ye need plan ye need plan into say nso atona e fire ye say a flood aba enye wo bia fault o say they see a plan ni kron me kai pass me krom those times ye twa asase ma wa wanim kwan da ho wachi kwan da ho nchemu kwan da ho e kwan da ho say e wo say car timi fa ho until the first time I me ba Accra was we SS na me ba Accra for the first after na me who say I said 2 houses no omo ne aka bom na mente ase me who be na mente ase because o person who call the next lane this who call nante sa ko baby tin me sabi me ba craft for na many so time na eye mo so adenti na omo ye omo si dan sa because me krom me free ban edan ba akusi ho na nim kwan da ho na chikwan da oni nchemu no kwan da obi wo mo obi die And I say car ba etimi fa mantamu nti obetima car betima for wani car betima for winchim chese sa netie nti bedu nkran na mani so time pa na menti ase ade nti no mutimi esisi dan de omo wo ho nti I thought said they were wrong nti ye planning niema according to chese ye nhye dan design is okay say na Ghana tie nti ye develop Ghana say ama Ghana afa kwan we so obi we ba no akwa adopt say American style we ba na akwa adopt say China for meye kwan ekura yete so foreigners na yeye kwan nti omo so begina kwan no so na omo ya omo ye bridge tintin no omo design ade bi ete so omo akwa ko hu omo ko no de abre mi ho bia na nya no na ye hia nti so omo na ye confuse system no omo create no ye ni system a ye follow and I'm on mine I confused. Radio obi e kan de obi ka brofo obi ka twi say yeah confused mpanimfo na di anim ne policy makers no omo ha adwen nti ya di achi na ye ba no e bia ye nkwa aban mu but in our own individual ways ye betimi asesa ye so ye niema omo do my confused no mo ko mu di achinye omo ko parliament and Mr. President Mr. Hwan no omo ko omo de but if we cannot do anything ewo policies nimu because e be ye policy makers de so betimi aye to build our country ye nchirima ye be church wo no I think say ye betimi aye ya famu de me kita akola anya fe na me baba me brofo no kwa me nti na nya fe na me baba ba insist say e wo say me ka brofo nan say history ada Roma me suasua e ma titiru e ba wiase a na mo ye abibifo a nya bibifo a bi e be form ko slavery no e ho de me nko ho ba me ka Queen Amina mo for no because I want to learn them. Let me because me tie bi mo history influence on munya no. They had the knowledge. They had something. Ebi mo to me Pharaoh Queen any ni rule it self a big question by Pharaoh for themselves. Into no I think say maybe na what say the kire na ebia they are the future that can change confused penifo ye di animu a omo tu kwan akwa abrochire asua de so ye hu hwe no na no se na me busa me ho se English curriculum schools ya ba wiase a omo aye bebre wo Ghana international schools no minim se Mr. Obi ye wo parliamentarians e bobo mu din aya na u read omo profile kakra me hu obi okọ school o those schools no president Eddie Ghana so no me who obi okọ Bishop Herman me who obi okọ American but those schools na exist ya che ebi okra bi exist ansakwa na ye wo ye nti sam omo ko school no sa schools no omo we he because me who bi wo e wo aban mu nti pacho obi ni mo bi a o mechere mo bi okọ Save Your Soul ne Bishop Herman Potter schools bi na so Ivy schools that schools no because omo ya che nti was by now mpanimfo ni bi e wo aban mu ne omo ye product of those schools sa nkra na e no omo we
omo abrochi
sa
most of them yeah
okay so me
so line no mo find it was abrochi rob ko never was omo tra
okay
enti omo ko tia
Yo.
I was Brofi one year, he was that. And you beside
me was a me busa no honestly Mr. Bebe me can tree because na me person be busa question by and like because na ma share for menu na mentimi anti ye no mentimi anchire mu ye na fe de abe and like oh sa bro for mentimi
Abre Some cry na dia ye me yakra ye enkora na almost see the chese brofun kwano meka obi woni na yiri ne matifie enkora omo take down omo nte ewe omo nte twi omo nte na de hi cry ye ohwe brofu bi omo sai ka
me wo fa se mienu bi wo fie mi sabe fi mi fie no mo ka brofu be na nkura yi
serious omo ni ajo ye ma de omo nka bro omo nka yi
omo papa Privota ma papa ya chose won kire nkura yi ka say papa yi si
ana me dey say brofu no omo sai ka no kra che say
brofu dey mfa o brofu pa nkura yi ka wo Ghana what you say okay bibi and I said I put it
anyway okay was one echo
Uncle Fred Patroti enka okay Mr. Fred okay me nana ejeni mboati ofiri na Mr. Hamilton eneko
yo before the chiamu mo ni eduma you made it and the we the ed pana adi Mr. Ododa akoni Mr. Bef mo na mo betimi akọ yam de yam fisisa isanza wo hwe de we a ye nuanom ne ye maame ye papa mo ye no mo wadwuma mo fie de we a adwe no achim na ase ye akasa ye niema ye wo sena mo bi kan kan just ye ni eni akiri this will be there. Let me say for Nancy, me start to Mr. Obemo, I may adapt it. Yansa Bika Cran, which you say, you know, be city soon. Heading. And I would try say, Unia creating come about now, would try so when lighting a crabia. Which you say, any planning your margin say, or mobile bro, Moasi, name of my semi crowd more can last time now we had a debate like this last week, and I was telling them, say, the Amumu catch them, say, and I Ghana yet, and how you see, idea, and you will be catch them you. But you may catch them with the see and an information that you don't have. Also, bro, once now, I just say, as some of you can, or cast something different, maintain that. I didn't mean conquer, but Ogusu Kita. That na ya ka and we no kuta anye and how you see and I see and I'm when corrupt and I win na uko England and you see and I uko USA and you see and I don't know mo say yen life na you live no ye mo say yen this omo there are their life the standard for us life the standard say obi ti na most of the time the boys there yana football the football tie example mom say if it's a we share African Champions League or more hana you have your born women away me for no example say bia Kotoko ni El Ahly ebo Champions League finance no you be kwa kobo Egypt you have a ball Ghana you decide to win here but PSG any Inter Milan ebebuyi omo kobo no minute one place and be some say unim nie tietsa I didn't hear the news yam born one place it's because of transport system e wa bruchiri no obi betimi afa say we o Spain o person ko hebo ni Dominique o be fa train akọ aba na adwo na ade eche obesan akwadwuma but here han ye ni sa transport system ni bi it is a kotokone El Ahly boni yesi yakobo Kenya obi okumase a ontimi nko Kenya ensa ma ni sika akra yesen ebi ade eche obesan akwadwuma it we mu esa kira wo say yes system no mo de ni entimi nyepe na say mo try say African Cup ko mo de beba July June, July, so yeah, Europe one more the end because most of your players need you. It's also almost try any because weather na wahano July munu yi nsu tobre. And almost July no a time almost so in soon to it looks as I would football ni by July. Any it's a and when you try one, I need you know say if you want to be January. It ain't me no system no enye pe nti se wo ka sem bi wa ha e form nye mfa to ho mfa mayen wo ka se ye nuanu mu nti ase pe se ye bibia victim bibia standard o mo de it is say kuwe no edin na me de badwuma me wo de e serious badwuma me wo de akwese me nko am ya nkonam ye nya starting combo ne start de ne ba be fam say ta me ni partner bi a oba akeme utimi say omu na dwen wo old mentality na which is very serious and me dey bia dey na me problem me catch from say ye nche mani abre a me nim ye debate me nka hu hia me oba me problem eye moma isa say we eye unana na enya sa information or transfer ma wo papa na papa transfer ma wo so wa wo be transfer ma wo ba meanwhile there is a new trend aba say this is how the thing supposed to be. Seeing that here, and yet the abrofo na ka say, and yet the actual school, and yet the actual was on, and yes, I be. But ye near arguing because we keep them na ye dey say, and no, and not ever why. It I do already, Mr. Bain. I just say one of bit me aye. Na yes, you see a crack ni abuamo because Eddie pa bia almost 500 years Ediano. And you say just 1 year pay ebe people free will be to say yenu pray ya be sua kakra fi mu hono mpu no ya sua ati ase na emu na bi kura na ya lifestyle bi mpu no ebe check kakra ansana ibetimi ade eho afiri mu nimi say nyame anum no kure na me obi a de bia na me nti ase bi nti a Africa kosa because me ade ba kwa na me kwa bisa mu de bia answer ade nti na edin bebre wo ya busua mu na me papa me ma me sambo or what because me papa me say omo odin bebre a e de wa busua nim me papa e fe ni osono so yedin bi on say yedin mu yedu ye de to wa nje say wo ye obi a wudi mu ya amfo osono ama me yakoma me sambo me so me na bi ande sambo it before say nka metie Mr. Obi mu kra ban say 2 years ago na me o ma tu da ya me anu kra ma mo obi abro because me who pass obi e wo so say onu broniti ni kru mu no mimi di no boatin no wompe ade tina me so me ko pene de e de yeden sa ne mani nyina weaken your mentality because mimi ni mo so bi okra okona okobo asu say bia you flow Mr. Obi Dako they will force you to take a name from the Bible. They will force you and says adi way ya this adi way a show Emma would you to me say okay me your boss to be and was me fa a deal Bible ma. That means say be a catch be say wrong, say bad, obediatum. Now be I will defend it a dear Bible, my dear Okuram, my dear Brunia can will defend it. What you want us to be if I go to crap? Like you don't care. You don't care. Last time I was telling my friends, the way I'm okay say there. Sebi, you say for before 5 done, I bet you this crap, better me the because I say, move value be our hasi, move value she just say, or person betty, let me catch on say, ain't say be a Mr. Obi Dako mas mama come so no what tea when I'm now to do bruni catch on no so bruno what tea way. And as the actual Bible muno, and you will be no so troyana. Now, dear be ni aka, say be a Mr. Befi aka, sadly you see, no say no correct. Now the Obroni actually dear was say no correct. What is your problem? Dear, what problem do you have with the black race? Say be a brother kind Nigeria ni buki, Obekazo, and no correct. Nigeria ni onu ni muday. Nigeria ni muday and America ni no so the already no kind of the what you to. Then what problem do you have with the black race? Na say yanka say ni ehun ekun just say obi ehun a won ti ase de haye say obi be ka asem no e bibini no ompe no opede broni bi book a watchro. I was telling them say in Nigeria ni guy be a video. I say ufa bibi say Abraham Maslow theory. First basic need food and shelter. Also broni any here shelter. Bibini we don't need shelter to survive because weather you can sleep outside. So what you need is food. It is broni the shelter and the first need that is not bibini who first need their food because only here shelter because of the weather. So what I say, open the broni natural. I don't know who say a standard, but so it doesn't work here. And so many people try and work it. Minimum maybe I went to Switzerland so many years. Or see hotel where see fee and then hotel also because when you find it. Because on Canada, we see hotel for more than 10 years. The manager first see or buy a first 2 years. Manager they create this carrying in more the hotel in Malabanese Fubi or Rani or Sanje. I feel I feel God also hotel no because I buy one. The balance work at Switzerland or 70 years. Or because near pension or by Ghana somewhere 2010. They say over 70. On Canada, who said they ran hotel and pass will be a mouse man. It was autumn. Inti Yahubo and come home. Muna could do a moya mode sex. Yes, so ya fabi. I see a day bobra. Nayana a kami me teacher Nibia Samo Kaya. Tama yeko school no. Ebia ye chra de ne omo mo stubborn class omo mo person musua de na. O cast bi o say se musua nyai na omo a ebesua no so munyi na omunye ska se bi omo behia omo ebedo omo dan ho adan ama omo nti mo a mo produce mo ma mo be hia fo amoma ene be kwa kodo omo esua de no edan ho it is an information ye de ma na ya clear ya dwi mu na I empower yen ama sabi yesika sam ya tutu ni ye ya je ho adi na bibi e wo Ghana ha se ya so mu je adwuma na yi se wo ti ha na se wo ji ho akinye a still na egusu ehia wo a ye ka kire wo se no uko kruma betimi adobanchi betimi aton wi enfu ani tu certificate so na so beto so na se ye mu se bi yetie ni ye de adwuma na fa ma yen sabi that yesu enye ska ni yesi dan also be ama baba bedodo ye dan ho ama nti sankofo ni na ye hia system ni nti omo koso nji achiye uji achiye na akuduru ba bia ni hia wa ye hia sankofo ni na system ni ama omo so aba beboa aba ye adwuma bi ama ye nti na mi hira mo beduma no besi
I he no man bu adwuma mo prof
Daba fi mi overtake no.
Enye easy kra
a very prof said may we still time no more their mindset is fixed, which is true.
Daba fi mi overtake mi network na etiko sisi a.
Hey, I could now the yeah na network you had the crow. Yes, I'm fanche na ya pianko.
Praise the Lord.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Amen.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Amen.
Aha, yesamba. Me cheche am mpanimfo. Mr. Bafi, Mr. Oben kankam mo boy adwuma, mo ya ade. How to beat the system. A great topic, very important topic. Na as we are no say unkura nim dia o do tibe pimpim sa. Obedwen say we are ye sunsun. Oh. Na wo bompa ye na ye dia no nti ye gu so ni nyina nkwasi aga. Ba ukura nim die na wo pem kura anim say no. O say msua bibi wom. Next time we ba na afa. Into how to beat the system is very important. Yeah, ma ya ye tia bucha e pese ye ba Ghana no. System no be beat ya no ma bi o se wo hu. Eno an obenda ko a kire saa. Amsa ba fim wadi ne ba so kankan mo ba no mo so bi live no mo kire saa. Na say once you answer no na system no tumi beat no. Ma jot few points bi. Ya mpese me kum. Na first one any say forget brofo. Ma ure mfi brofo. Wo pese beat system no Ghana. Ma ure mfi say kasa bi wo ha e friend brofo. Forget about English. Ghana ha no oton bibia na oye business a 80 to 90% of omo mbeto ade no omo nte brofo omo te kro omo ntimi ntwero
So koya o ho a rich nkontomre what do you want my friend, how may I help you? Obwa ubekurusu enche because nkrofo no kasa o mote no the kasa na o mo betumi dey identify o mo ho no eno ena o kan o mo tumi agitum na yenja sa international standard ne ai ti said ye mpanfo yi IMF na ye pese ye mani so nkrofo bi ani enye results na ye hia no na ye yo ye pese ye ma obi boy aba so sa de ye ma ye remfi ye forget sa de anye sa ye bebre e wo se ye gi e kasa tum ya nkasa ye kasa no ye dagbani a wo ye dagbani wo ye house wo kan house a gi wo kasa tum twi ya twi sehwe men kofo bi de enchichire wo kon eno na ye di kan aka no forget brofo no ebi mu wo ho abrofo na nkasa no mo nhye danka omo nte papa enso omo ankasa omo kasa no nso omo mpe dientia
say again my brother
dientia dientia ya wo aw kasa ye de ateto ye de atwa ofuruma wo ye kan na wo wasum ye wo he asa ye de bibi nu wasum ye on pese wo beti wo ye sa system no be bitiu untumi biti system no de to so biem wo so usua de ya different stronko kra from the one mainstream no Mr. Ben can say be very profound. I say nowadays formal education is on YouTube. The one in the classroom is informal. The person me chechim. Akwa adwundwim. The friend no formal no. Sisi I YouTube. It's in books. It's in seminars. Our meetings bit said the so. Informal one no classroom because anka formal they no be produce results the desired results is the one which the formal should produce. And so if their so-called formal is training people no more bad bonting 4 years when you man not to hold the insertion in the formal, we have every right to consider that as informal. To the boy no show YouTube or videos no kind books now no what me call dog bro 2 acres na will be 20,000 obenye bi amount. That is what we call formal. That is what Mr. Bin means. Say formal education is now on YouTube. Informal is in the classroom. It is open formal education. Oko classroom there now they about hon staff for him. You be more decorated people. Obi ba better fi boko na de bia ma me aboso na usane. How to beat the system. Another point no. Na yensua ya bakosem. We should learn our history. And not just any history. History ni your papa or your money or wo pese otiti akwa ye kire no ne pastor enye ya enye nokore na wo tete de hye nso oba be di ade adi nkrofo so a ye kire no ne pastor ye papa the greatness in the past. That is what they teach them.
All right.
It is how they also nana na oye meja tu on the tuosi ho wagimi sabi. Now no you to make us say tuo ya twe ho afiri ho nso ko dwonso cross meja tu me ko sonche ma ba no agensem hunu we atomu a you are killing your soul. You don't know. Who can say funny? It's not funny. And yes, man can't say it is your worst in the past, and that is even not true. And that is what they are teaching you. Omukun achievement ya be conquest no ye kire ye dia bedie ye dia biti system no. Na wonnim ba bi a wo free a enra me ko village na me tambuk na me frɛ me maame so maame ye frɛ ne sɛn no abɔ ne din o maame ye frɛ ne sɛn no abɔ ne din ono ne maame no abɔ ne din afei okɔ akire o se da bi ndie ya mapem so okay hwan na ye panyin chen wo se ne opa ba ko na me frɛ afon na me gye me frɛ no nana o se hwan ni em say yes me o se okay e bɔkɔ dem say bɔkɔ adam say okay me wa assignment di be ma e bi de ma nana we ne maame ne hwan ono so koya up to 5th generation no apem say I was self information ne maame won hu amame a me ma ho to say minimum say yes because we misa me mpese me hu nti na me bisa no but we nyina kire no me hwehwe mu wieye no me hu ba bi a yakonya ne free ema ma hu sisi akra minim the next the next in line. So we me bra panin kura obisa na ohu. But no am pichi mu kakra bi am koye. Right now you call me who frame me ko dina himfie say me makonya ni free hin ya konya ni free meka ni nyina akira because of just a phone call. This year akase ye behu adwuma na obi aye. Ba bi omu free omu bae. Enya bone me na me ka asem bi say nature has its way of continuing life. Nature wo mra ade bia a wasase so bia mra da ho. Physics, chemistry, eduasi ho na ebenyini mra da ho. Wo man the right nutrient ebenyini na so aba. Like say you man you truncate the life. Enti ade biara wo ye ya etia nature no it has a way of be cut the life no. Nti wo na no mo ba no omo wo no sanka omo bu nyankopon mra bi so a nka menye so wo beba nka life no so betwa nti se ne wo de omo som no na omo som no wo se ye nkwase asem no hu Yesu nti wudi o matema no problem baka hu se de na omo ye no se na etia nyame mra nka omo mma mu mfiri omo mu mma nti learn your history, embrace your culture. It's another way to beat the system. Don't waste time waiting for government. Men train a buying a school for need to. Men train a buying and then any so-called systems, you know. Yeah, any edumano. Men train say no never say bibi amount to a bibina cotton. I think so. Uye business are and far brofon your man and chichiro. Se wo de ade no ba na ye beto a wo do mfa so to so ekoba wo de koba na ye to na wate mfa so no sa de ahyem ana wo yi de obedi na de aka na hyem na san kofa bibiri abeka ho na saa de hiane se wo hu cash da bia na wo sika na nyini business na nyini men ko ye bibia nkofa accountant bia me ye nsem hunu bia ho engu business. If you really want to beat the system and you are doing business, tie di obenda akon kan tie di Mr. Bafin kan mu kan bi tie bi odi ahenkan mu tie omo enye brofo kan. If you really want to beat the system, Mr. Bafin nyame shira mo the topic kama aba time ra bi
ya menko ya pia menko me wa question ma yenua John.
Okay.
I say please, I want to start a business, 5,000 Ghana, but I currently work on a construction site, which happens to be my income source at the moment. Please advise some businesses I can look into. My advice, Kakrawa. Come de call be dinner today.
Ukreska. So ukreska na hu de won fa anya kire say wu empty. Did na me I was all main with information. Get
top information.
I say
mention 50% interest.
Oh, and Mr. Bafin answer na say o invest won mu. On quarter Mr. Obin book self investment. Now we all unlimited opportunities. Obenya ideas we
African advantage
African advantage.
So ukreska na hu de won fanya. It is not sika no nye problem no. And I can say yes, sika na problem. It is there. It is show man tan ba bia wo no. Nneoma nkofo hia. Ya obetumi aso amomo. Na no hu bia it means un training wa adwen no. I say me say obi ba men chance say na oyare malaria. I don't need to do a test. Obi ba na ne brebo asa ya me hia test at the moment. Me suspect answer mama na kwaye sa liver function test no. The kidneys are say ya me before say me suspecting na mama na kwaye sa test. It means manya sa training no. Nti say yare no ba na hu na bia ye liver na wo koye echocardiogram hwan ya na che se wo no information we anya ne ye nti also go back to uni and school or science no basics no for it's the same thing here. So if you have money and you don't know what to do with the money kusua de anu na meka cha answer abeshi ska no.
Yeah nti John invest in you also no say the oka no hwe ba bia niama no your friends and niama e ben wo de obetimi aye simple ones but what nsua de a obeshi ska no.
I saw trying to say the better bibi aton a o was 5,000 or wa on chem be 10 and 5 no fa ba ko no fa kwotesi bi kwa den a obepem opem no ano pae ano san wachi say dem to menka no no san be fa foforo na wasua de na wo san akọ and say won she be 3 no na afa but still I was say usua de yeah be ka fa hono
investing it that's it up here it that's it I'm a studio kind. Mr. Joe, you don't need business right now by investing into your mind and that move to start. Okay, so open source starting kakra and funny near gidigidin konkushim niade yana kakra but also obin also suade books in bebre to say the kind of African advantage you have to say financial intelligence bebre unlimited opportunities so many can come on echo
Mr. Hamilton Ufrana Gilbert,
okay.
Okay, Mr. Bevi, me mama juma.
Na, it is a. Akwan first can run on the bar. John first can run every month. You want to say?
Make you 50% interest, amano.
50 cents.
Omame 1 year make you 50%.
It's 1 year. 1 year. No, Obamano. 2,500 2,500 why
2,500 me the back ho amano
oh that's when you 7,500 for 1 year okay and it's not bad
Mr. Ovia do nyansa no we tribunino here scan kula ija happen here paper fiscal onko Mr. we dem damase me mama juma so I'm coming to YouTube no so the videos we believe go benye bi asu or the car no na Mr. Bevi asuma mo de ba na dwi anu de no asuma mo de ba di anu de ne awon na ye tubu de obenden ye country no aka 14th century na ye ni pan 21st century ti ono wa nye ha dia one o mai na betra 14th for na ti ye de nyamia se Obinchi abito obin hakuna. O pushi about 21st will be. Then just had the aka 14 for. So was damla ka ko exam ze akula pamphlet se tieni. Titi ya bag sa ya nyam faso bi every so. Ai. Ya no man you. The snake pass long division. Blackboard so you me ma. Enso ye wi nhia no ba bia wa blabo. Nyem sto be adawro mana kakra ya anka yo no money bende era ma se waja ma twen adwena si bibi so na enen so ma mai nim de foforo eja se de ho abebo mu de nim se nim de de bi am de be mai da ya da ma se so na me question pese mbuza ze intino sisi no adeno ye be ni de hanka se ye be ni de Mr. Bevi yen kunyo mai no 14 fu hona na ase yen fo so anfa ho ma bi mon muntwe no ye be de kura ne atwe
the TN say na Mr. Obenka no collectively no to say the omai no betimi aye but say ne hu ni say omai na nkasa nya individually no kakra wa so betimi aye to say the niam a wusuasua the ekoso ne ade na no na betimi abetimi dia ya aboa wo ho na kakra bi a wo bisu betimi a so wo kire bia no because you nipa 10 and actually nipa 100 na ba ko bi fa kakra kakra na eba bo fa bedu bedu ni nyina no ye 2 na mo free 14 na yesterday na ya ba bi si 21st which is e pay for so that's all 14 I was on ba beto ayi wo ho no
nipa no kula wasi no kula o ka sam na chile no kula no last time me pushi you uni Mr. Kankam ne Mr. Obin video about origin Madam Fubi. Or her, I was you, the say Mr. Obin feeling Yamin, on Panto baby. I'm saying, I'll call you.
They use Mr. Obin free Yamin to over to
make heavy on I forget now. But some may have videos no color now. Person this time last color and can be yada kasa color.
Easy man. Man to kwa. Who here so in the very way. It's uncle for be so on man. To say na prof can or my dreams mindset in a set. Yes. Now Braboni training yancy do baby. Sometimes no. Who lead by example, the obey a fee, so no, I am for some Yana Motona, Yaman Shedania, and a fee, and Yamaya, for Babis as a bien a year. Sata made sure said, also read the book, also TV, now won't tea. Diablo, it can achieve my for no other. It's a way pass over so a year. Fat the away and see and fat more, many example, no more almost almost fashion, no more funny.
Ono claro menina menina bibia menina ya na voa ni die ngini and then eniema kakra me no ngina na nitua but cheche on die nyame sam na on die nyame na no die ni die chiri Mr. Obin books makoto bi mato mako 7 me man African advantage class go him or the koya no sa ba me busa so ya de o kan de ya I no can do ya. I can't hear them do a sad man, intimidate. I imagine the corner on person of Koya. No, school de Wakubi, but Siciano as a swallowing pie bonana, a dignity. Any John the Baptist, Modia, Comodia, or Monana, Comodia. Oh, no, Evelina, meaning Comona, say. I think Tikulana was a John the Baptist. Now, me and Casam make quasally action or some quasally. And a Buzaz, I didn't know men quasally or can calculation or John the Baptist. Nam say, has up upon Menua some bar. And you know, Namusu be years who are dance the North there. And I'm saying, you know, clear near chain was as much in Kubusa use on the say, only the old bananas or her for Freddy Muquine. Was you say, 100 year Melanie Pablo, your numbers is among. Only a much lecture over. Yasan to walk about Bessia, Betchena Corner, Ojina Pintins, the same power who seem young Sian wants them, young Cosia we wants them, and go fool me, no, her power and goes and goes here, Sian wants them. Also, when the apples from some normal Masa, Motia for some of your want to hear you. When you have some from young fast on Tony and Church as a minimum. Yasan to what you ye, and John the Baptist, who don't mean power and Sian wants them. A body musa de was the OPB or the Fana Fako, the Suman family, and the Annie, Kelly, Baba and Annie, Mensuman family. I'm Stabel, your Monday Moye, and Monday Moye Pana. Stabel, you school, dear. Most of the Manu being Multimonia platform on Moncana curriculum media because Yadana economy, yeah, curriculum, why I came on Yadin in Akula in Yemuma, and found you.
I say, it's a Yokano. Ya no do drums in Rudrep. And yet the other can the baby. I was said you could say, boy, about the rule. And I also meant that I about the rule.
Because
now, men that
men and the Baba University, no, or by me say a from Colonia on Nante. Hey, now, we Busa the school no upon to the wedding. Then and ye more can you now book with him. Now, men and Hennes, I was the Radma Bregu. Do I be a debasher a daddy or the cabin gui or the sword that same cabin gui? Or send a banana to me and your baby clan car a facade and Hocola, and say, oh, baby, be a busy sad at the end of night. Dino school and the banacono. Who are Bregu. Napa. On all quiet dog, yes, walk where doctors at the end game, Mr. Bev, and see school. There's 7 years in order to see or charming. Or charming or charming. The sick of my father, dear, I blow her. She said, Unemwa mede yana mede nyame ase nti na Mr. Obin say me say on na ye good kwa nkasa YouTube nya so mfa so onye dia person ko no good na nkasa afi na pie ene Mr. Obin good na nkasa afi na pie die bi nya so mfa so ba ko dia blofo na fa ye mfa mom o so ye ntimi nye ye den ya ye ntimi nye so ye mfa mom na afi ye hwesi ye bi nya afla Mr. Obin ya pie no di to mu ye Mr. Befi we dem be bo ma ba so ne mo adwuma pa mo ye ti eja be mo obi mlem na
me wadamfo no kakra menye no force kakra ebe kakra bo se ese boss ya umam bi nhye me ho wo se ho na be start no afi wo se okoshe ya twa mountains the whole week ya ba se sa no mo adwuma tebe kakra bo so se bi kakra nhye boss afi wadamfo pa afi no starting from boss
menini nyina na taw motorbike bi na ye use me team Mr. Obin kan na me de me ton me de na ko adi e boka sisi e moto ko gina shop wa umfiri wonu aboka be 2 million 3 million adi nso invest kama so adi ni ye nante form asile de on de be bia waduru de form fa de ade wasana chi wobla bu ende na mzi you me de ma ton me de jam nyame adu me de ska ka class so metimi afa nkoko be 300 bia ma start ye omanya be 3
otimoto nso na de kai sana ho lega gar otimoto nso go say na when you were train o sare ho that's it
yeah Gilbert
a forest trainer we a forest trainer
Masha
and then what be on
it is easy
Ghana system ni nye papa
well sure
yeah papa
and yeah papa
government no kone de it is all the one to almost a ubeke echi because government no entokwa oku okojilo no IMF na dia want me kra ntua e ba still na amanfo train say government be employ mo so you know oh okay
how is the forest trading going are you making profit?
Yes please
who making profit for that? Okay
yeah for sure.
Yo, hey, my boss a link. My phone quite some back. I'm missing my money link. Yo, cause Gilbert.
Okay, I'm Pastor Medamasi. Okay, so on topic, how to beat the system and build wealth in Ghana. So Nina is about say a year as a bit before no. You say okay, so abroad everything now they do it with history. To say we build the idea or say okay, history bang and obi yeah on so person on so person or anything. So they do it with history past. Once we call 19 something, 18 something. Obi try so baby. It's true and no wakwakusia no ba Ghana copy and paste na don't say mpanyinfoɔ no more copy aborɔfo no because see they import bibia nkontomire mako tomatoes bibia ɔmo import meanwhile we ɔmetumi plant wɔ Ghana ha a yɛkora yɛ asase no yɛ rich a yɛkora na nka bitumi ayɛ sɛ yɛyɛ na yɛ distribute ma other countries na ade no but ɔmo mfɛ ne saa ɔmo pɛ sɛ ɔmo import bibia aba country no so me dream when I'm so no emboa so me started say metie obenda akon and I'm a seminar ni bi na so okay so say you start to say your dream in a positive way you bit to develop a country because youth of today nipa bebre we are you ready say country but crime is like best son but mpanyinfo nya nyoma adwene sɛ mpɛ sɛ ɔmo sesa no nti yɛ kasa kra na o mɛka sɛ bi a yɛ kasa gu but na yɛyɛ ne nyinaa no ɛno ara na ɛbɛma Ghana akɔ so kakra no wohyia nipa baako na woka biribi to ne tim na okay ɔno nso fa sɛ obey bibia ebeboa because osha nipa bebree ti fie omo twen say aban be form so ombra be aban be employ omo but aban no no won tokwa bebree ko a ontimi nkumie ono to the ontimi solve any problem ti say o twen say obe solve wo dia na she say emboa because ono ontimi solve any din we nti yemfa ye ne enton so say me twen aban no God, abrofo na yedi ho toto mo ukot say US and most of omo billionaires ni millionaires no they are into entrepreneurship. Omo ntwen
Oh, US.
for
Oh,
sure.
US ana. Oh,
For sure. Mo bibini Ghana here.
Nah, I don't know who say US entrepreneurs no.
Me read your books anyway, and I'm not for them so yeah.
Hey, now you don't have to answer this though. What do you say?
So more 20.
Okay.
Very smart guy.
Very smart.
My uncle ne David Edu.
Oh, Offerdu.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
And also over. Okay.
Oh, then
very smart.
Yapia.
Pacho, sure.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Yeah, I that area.
Okay.
Oh, very smart. It's the first one I see another say.
Yeah, start me and a mission. Say me and a mission, and I me follow even na mission more if you're more.
So forest trading, and the same like stock options.
David.
I was the same as stock options.
Not
necessarily.
There be any the same.
Forest trading, the same.
I know you trade currencies.
Trade currency in Kwan.
Yeah. You also trade volatility pairs.
Oh, okay.
Gold, silver, but now your crypto funds so.
Me feel to set stock options.
Yeah, it can be very good, but you need to have time. You need to understand it.
It's necessary because you have to know more. At the end, those people almost traded those things. And at the end, 80% almost lose at the end. Because we are not at the beginning, who's that?
On say scan to ones of banner or bestin is kind.
Yeah.
It's in a say so far.
Business,
who trade forest trading, so far, who say yes, you are making money.
Yes, please.
Between the ends meet.
Yeah, me too.
Really?
Me starting with the maybe you catch me so we here be 3,000 before so to man start anyway.
You mean $3,000? $3,000 and that's it.
3,000 cedis. Like you said 3,000, 4,000 cedis. That was Sana or Mokikano. So so okay, then I also want to treat it as a business. It's me programs, now me read books, now me so okay. Inside the I'm starting with minimum like a broker no bit me using. It's me broker I'm using minimum 250 cedis. So 250 cedis.
So forest trade net is a USD na
similar.
Yeah, similar. Okay, we know broker no be say obe convert to Ghana cedis no.
But that's the same. Okay, mean say be a different visa. Okay, it said US forest trading to say we na.
Yeah, this new thing. To me start with 250 cedis. And I can't crowd a day with me trading 2,000 cedis with 200. So yeah, which means I'm gonna say 3,000 and yet by force they will start with 3,000. And I can't crowd what's now yeah.
Highest when you a day saying.
Okay, a day my trading almost 6,000 a day.
Okay. And now
200 cedis. 200.
What would it 200 6,000?
Yeah.
And at lowest when you say so what will lose to send will lose a high power.
Okay, high I'm losing $100, which is $100.
Hey, then you are killing it. See, on average, daily, what me trade is saying?
Okay, everyone say a damn man trade you cry maybe about 1,000 cedis.
On a day.
Say, yeah, and everyone say man
So,
trade.
oh yeah, swing trading. And I'll scalp it. Swing trading.
Okay, swing game young swing it about my head trade and my scalping so now.
Wow. But you see, the MMA pay the behavior, it becomes the habit, becomes your behavior.
Yeah.
It becomes your behavior, then it gets to a point. These things are speculation. I don't really like.
So also more of speculation. And on meaning so they are in a full time a year, but he's starting on the right note, in the sense that using the minimum and discipline yourself. But then, often the part mimbuna bemo, but often the part 10 on one we move back up and never successful.
Yeah,
forex trading. You know.
On say a mindset and also count. Go how no or for scanning. But then, me say me treating as a business. Me say Sisiana is a business I made, so okay. I have to manage.
Make me saw some kakra. Me also me trading maybe, but I just want to know. Say in Ghana, no US. Sorry to.
Okay.
But the same say in Ghana, no. How do you get a stockbroker in Ghana? And one thing I saw careful is when you say who your taxes any idea in Ghana, are you paying taxes or whatever you've earned?
No, we don't pay tax. We don't pay tax.
And that's why you're careful.
Yeah, sure.
So that is illegal in a way.
Okay.
Oh, hey, Ghana, and I say in US.
Ghana,
no, but also broker no nyaya. If you're being forex, broker nyaya, meaning baby nyaya, so nyaya Ghana, and also nyaya US, and also
Ghana, it might be hot forex, and I say the reef.
Was it broker no your X now your XM, but maybe you use XM. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because so Ghana, that's when to US tax. The US went to me anyway, and
that's why careful. They might start looking for him, and they found. They start tracking. No say it's a US for we Ghana. You can say so easily. But it's just an advice that I'm giving to you. It's just an advice that I'm giving here.
Ghana no. Ghana no say. Ghana no. Those brokers now, I think they have that thing in play.
Yeah,
they have a way to control the tax aspect. No, with the broker.
Okay, then that's the way.
Yeah. Because someone if it's linked to US
tax man say or better cry or depositor.
US you pay 40% of your earning. Whatever you earn, you pay for 40% to 50%.
So depositor they have a way that they control it because our tax system is not robust. To say so the brokers have a way of doing that thing. No?
Now you let me collab for the fast here now you.
I still like
Emma give it to us. Dr. Sam, I'm saying where you now block it. Just log it out and ask about backing, Dr. Sam.
It's a quick question. Sir, a trading, forest trading, a Juma, the idea the good world.
Me, a passion when it comes to me. You can cry about this. I don't really any star captions. Those things.
I've been doing this for some time now.
Yeah, I don't know. Me can say Juma sa. Maybe we the Juma pa or 20. You have to be there.
You have to get time.
You know, yes, you going back and forth, doing it all the time.
Yeah.
Because
one news back up it me say be after the
that's the speculation.
You need to the stock market and everything.
I just said and go forward to you.
We have you can lose them money. Stock bet the amount. But pay our betting news be not TV be aba form.
Everything.
But I can give it. Yeah, give it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, me follow news. And analysis na no. Nti I was say who say in a day no, we trade it 2 times. Maybe a New York session, London session.
Okay.
And one that's your 2 trade. And I just say we treating as a business. But we'll be so trading from morning to evening.
Morning to evening, yeah.
Ube say then one make profits as you lose profits nina. So I say we say okay. So me this session and I'm trading. So in every session, if you are lending, I'll trade one. New York, I'll trade one. Then that's for the day. So you can have time for any other things.
Ulu sukrana, you are not going back.
Yes, and then I just say, oh, yeah, business. Okay. But we will lose your source and back. Oh, bad markets never yo, so pay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what you also said yeah.
At least we do also tell every day so earn 1% of your money.
Yes.
It's okay.
Yes. That is
you don't want much. Means I mean 1% of my money. I don't go beyond 1%. Set a cent crime 1% maybe and go out.
One thing is the truth is hard, but then one thing Forrest never with from the way that he's talking, if he's really following that is Forex near very technical and a bit being a dreamer. It makes him a very sharp thinker. I know it will really make him a sharp thinker. But only that I'm seeing it to be say or the any business number. Of course, this it cannot be your reliable, robust source of income. You need to diversify. Yeah. But most forest guys no more Ghana no so most kind of. The truth is that most of them of course is not more selling no money kind of free.
Yeah.
The brainer and your only profit no nyane there is infinitesimal keto abi.
And I say good trading so we start different business on chain. Because first
so you make the money from here then you go invest in that business now. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We have to use the money in different things.
Smart.
Smart. Wow.
Yes,
reading books fan, reading 0 to 1.
Calculation no be
but yeah, technical and we need part change now. A move one and it be a very successful and that's why you cry when you about
because Nana can cry. The people that I know that have been doing all these things, my friends, I minimum say almost practice so many years one thing out
Mr. Tim will lose almost $5,000.
Yeah, they were doing good, but after a while,
yeah.
To say give it the other discipline with the investor baby, but still no a your habit so a has will be jai. Yeah, be your habit.
It's a bad ciao.
Yeah.
The stock market is like a lottery.
The whole stock market in Yachachao, Kwame. Stock market because again in 10%. But we have different things to say stock options say. You know, if you invest for the next 30 years, and on Yachacha, now they will record that's will record say it be for the past 100 years, it has been averaging maybe 10-12%. And they're saying even though it goes up and down, but yearly, sometimes, and just every year be an about 10, sometimes it be a 20, sometimes it be a 5, sometimes it goes down.
Right.
But on average, then for say S&P 500 is one of them, typical one of them. It has been averaging that for so long. Intend you can say yes, you are basing on that. Any what stock said you almost when the end you almost trade and also you be so no case we currencies need the no. Any what the stock options and case how the brother now
you can buy stock options and nice and you share
the contract. Yeah,
you buy contract, which is very good.
Yeah. Sure. So
Mr. Me na me can you know cocoa ni no more trading no Mr. no we guarantees
and because I would have make say my friends almost most of them no.
Mr. See they work at first no one say they are living lavishly near the at the end of the day life here terrible. Majority of them
across anity advert we between for classes master classes
most of them
I'm looking at it from the standpoint of a young, like a bit big now dream. Only be about 20-30, you'll be who and then probably he's investing and I just stick to proper risk management. Me encourage you beyond say
But Gil, now why were your friends saying? Why what school and that's where we school and I say what you think?
My way SHS I feel I'm a bit source.
Oh nice.
That was good for you. You started early. It's good for you. Yeah.
At least they said you can overdo this, overdo of us there.
But when you be any profitable when say who say gambling. Who say oh I to say mostly no more compared to betting who say ebia will be the ebia only. But the different side of trading. So who that different side now who trade like what say now oh yeah this is here no me trading more on gold. The gold market no metiase.
Right.
I know, yes, I understand the gold market no. Meaning how our gold na react. We follow news. See na gold dey and metini na asi. So who is na okay, like who more on how you are going to trade the market no. We do who say it's a gambling. We had the 5,000 shim pay within some few days. So we have 100,000 dollars. It's no sound. Who say Ubesu see to about see trading a scam say because banks now they no trading. You some period do happen say bomb those hedge funds they come and trade the bar sell gold say time on no the market is highly volatile. To go into trader it's a profit. Suppose the profit no a running akisa loss and so once and yes. So what say I don't see, but then omoba because of money no. They don't come for the knowledge and understanding of it. You say sister you give up.
I mean, with your age, say I won't advise you to do it, but like you're saying, if you are doing it, yeah. A guy was say, it's trading you're talking about, man. We have gurus that have gone down. Gurus that have gone down.
They uses hard and they are build a right wealth.
No, those things, you know, a happen crana and yet you can say any formula.
Yeah.
Any formula to build wealth. Yes, any formula to build wealth. Yeah, but it's me when that's what we need to boom maybe about.
Anytime we read books, we read different things. See, unions can how our bed draw budgets. Say we invest planning into a back.
Gilbert is very powerful. That's just any upgrade. Yo, put your finish here. Yaman and trust.
Gilbert, into value ben o creative.
Okay,
what value?
Right now,
Ghana system no trading now trading value ben pan the bregan.
Okay, like I say, maybe the
you can answer this question in 30 seconds. That means you're not bringing any value.
You're not value. Yeah, you're just doing it for fun.
For money.
I want to create a business in Ghana. I want to create a business. I'm on phone, so sitting be motivate and money
no, but at the moment, all business we know what value.
Okay, at the moment, they can say meton books or Amazon.
No.
No.
Forex no.
Forex now we
Forex.
Dear value now or the yes.
At the moment they are non wow.
Okay, at the moment, you can say me be man me no trade and say
Who teach you man? I say, and that's how we
apart from Sikana Bawo Semuno.
Yeah, me will
be a man now the boy mine.
Na media boy mine say me say trade if you must almost
creating the same value.
Yeah.
But and also na me say it needs to focus on trading in but also who say you can also use it to start a different thing in the outside trading. Because any moment but we trade netching there at the end, I share na when you're sharing film.
The moment generation, the moment pescano pebre.
I could say you can never convince a trader to quit, or they will never understand.
You shouldn't give up. You shouldn't give up.
Yeah, but once a while you find people like Gilbert, maybe disciplined, but still no. And yeah, I don't know if you can build wealth with just the trading.
Mr. Befi,
yes,
the hard truth they say, youth now you work Ghana no. A quick way to make money. That is why a lot of them are engaged in those trading because when we say a shortcut, I beat me can tentem. Money is not built in one day.
Sure.
Can best turn head back. Mr.
What does it?
Prophet did say,
a lot of guys, you know, episode Mr. Bean lavish luxury lifestyle. Into office, the quick way to make the luxury lifestyle is through forex trading. Me or customer be a crab trade. They make so much money a day. They can make about 120,000 and they can lose everything. Scan almost to talk cars. C300 and so no nene gas no more chile no beton road no more they enhance your so yes they want to live that short-term life no but so build wealth party I don't think so there is the right platform to build wealth because you can win their come back you want to make more not one track but wealth and casano so if you understand wealth a DNA constantly order was solely ensure or a wear ball or who be a why depressed, you are still making money.
Ebia the new system of making money. Yeah. Because are you
Now say you cannot reinvest it in anything. You are not making money because the money you need to reinvest so that you get multiple streams of income. But as remember the sky unya and maybe I'm from poultry, I'm from fish farming, I'm from the bank.
But it sounds very, very smart. It sounds very, very smart. Yeah.
I've been there before.
I don't just stick to the trading, you know.
Yeah. What's it?
Mato Mercedes Benz 2023 paying true trading here. In a day, we lose $120,000 in a day.
It's in the crack run. Say the advice now they might give it.
Yeah, Meka check Gilbert say on Jai because like Sikamina in Aminsa says like down to zero. Yeah, on Jai Gilbert, man, listen. Sikabia when you feel features trading no faketwa business there. Faketwa grema na
you are okoni.
Afi faketwa na now why you do open more. They are open to be no. Sada na utibeti.
Yeah, speculation. Whatever it is,
you have to treat it as you have to treat it as a side hustle. It should be your side hustle until you are consistent enough.
MLM,
multi-level marketing.
Well, here, I make people busy.
Yeah.
But it's only the same effort, no? Go for be building proper business over time. Zikaya Unya more than that.
Way more.
And forex trading, you know, give it. So what you are doing so like business itself. That skills I'll build, the network I'll build. Maybe we'll be better master to but over time. Oh no, you might be a fan for you might prominent. So, but forex for be brand over 5-10 years.
Still,
with so many significant business, we are more. Are they paying salaries? Do they have employees? And largely a lot of things are out of your control.
Yeah.
And me sure so who any very wealthy person I was saying that wealth is built out of forest. It's just like multi-level marketing. But one can say effort to the company now you are doing so the cotton chine kura or just shop at on chine over time. We build a proper business. Until bet my as a hobby.
Yeah.
You are game to say the other game, no. But as a business, you must have control. So if you don't really have control, you can't say it's business like that.
Yeah, that we can see a lot of people, rich people created wealth that way. I don't think so. Stock options, trade, crypto, etc.
And I trade
it's a systems different when it comes to finance trading. Stocks. If you are doing something, look at the track record, right? Track record and say, for the past, like crypto is here to stay. It's not going anywhere. But any past record that crypto account, but that past record say, we could create retirement. I'm the crypto because people are completing us no akasa crypto 100,000 now about zero. Now we make example. You to say, and if you could to say Amazon, my thought is Amazon is very hard. The difference say Nvidia is very hard right now. That's a single or individual stocks. It's even that very hard right now, but it's risky. Why? Because say Nvidia co-former we see Kenya yes. But very hard right now. But you can say, oh, Nvidia didn't call them. And no. So what is CS? What is CS? CS was one of the biggest retailers. So CS in Kobe, and the CS way. So yes, we have fun. No, name the 500 largest, biggest companies are really world. It's our company so more level there. Maybe also do this level. When you might be UF near the for Frabishim. So if you want to do that, I don't know what track record. The past 100 years, it has been averaging be 10%. That means so we invested that money for 30 years. How 500 every month be the 500 to me business me every month be the 500 to me. Says canon by 30 years time, that may be a 1.5, 1 point something. So to the me retire says committee said this says can because I 10% every year be into me 5 says can is for my grandchildren. Into every year be 10%. Make me 100,000 or so. Did you? I don't cut you may won't change. I say business in there. But the trading speculation is and a risky. Where the American and Kobasa one day pet music in our home.
And yes, I
invest in physical assets.
Invest in stocks no. And keep your own scanner with the bill rum. Would you be to saving barbering shop crana? Amount for some more than stocks no. But to say this year say market stock market.
Yeah, Gilbert, me a photo am the man is invest.
All
right, I've been there. Me na me wo game Dr. Bing says I'm in CSC form like down to earth 0-0. Make me me Facebook me make you comment. Question me Facebook. I've been home Mercedes GLC. Any like luxury cars and all of that, but me losing now. So I've been there. Even Obi Troy say gurus now more game in the crown. It be a bottom. I know say now there is AI. Obi to me set signals and all of that. Now you're trading any of the amount, but it's not. Listen, and yet Obi invest to physical assets right now. So I see to land. Over time, appreciate. Invest in physical assets. Stuff one
Nana. Merati webo.
Me example do I say. Me am a company na me adwuma US ya.
Yes sir.
Me start a company na and now for 4 or 5. E kuma you before 1K. Which me do something boom ekoyi.
Oh my goodness.
No mkoyi for 1K no. Say omoko suya trading ni ade. Ariel. Beginning, they were getting like maybe 1,000 a day, maybe 500 a day. Many aje. I call bear 6 months. No more put a lot of money into it. Almost cash. Think how could you for one can I got to after 5 years, after 6 years, as I said, so turn 50,000, about 100,000. Meanwhile, stocks no, a 50 so being 50,000 additional within 5 years. Inti Gilbert, let's say I discourage you there, but because it's kind of wunyano, put it into other things, fixed assets like Namaka, a die be a beer, if I say plot to be the beer a bemau income, the beer a bear appreciate, the beer a depreciate. These are the things you need to look at.
And I know that's all for the same year did the woo.
The part I make a cranny. I mean, I strongly believe in behavior. Who said we be never done it? It's no, so at this point, no. So if you are doing that gradually now would even cry you are investing in these physical assets near there. I bet you would then say, how honor start to say, son. We say you start selling that physical assets, no, starting going back to do that then. Yeah. You sound like a very, very smart guy. Very, very smart guy.
And Mr. Bev, when me I drink a cocoa, a chacha.
Yeah, chacha, especially so trading features are all your day trader very risky.
Very risky.
Yeah,
very risky.
It's very risky. It was social because with day trading, you know, the number of contracts are out on all leverage, and the amount huge profit. So and you know, also you see, I've been there.
Talking from experience, though. Hey, I'm first start. Hey, too. Almost farming business.
I've been there.
No. Almost if they are in the game, if they are in their element, they won't take it. Almost one year different. Some auntie who use a computer and they are more
yeah. I'm planning on coming back home soon. Yeah, me best starting my family.
What's that? What discovery? I feel about it.
As I'm on the dollars and about
Munya kuntumre ne bunabune ati
yes, as I'm on the dollars and about as near Binto. Yes,
that's it. Emma, if not, we should entrust na fee. And I'm why not Kwame point.
Okay, a friend I know.
Oh, stay there.
No, Florida is here. No, Virginia. Actually,
Virginia,
New Jersey, Virginia Beach sites.
Oh, Virginia Beach.
And then now Florida. Yeah. Maybe I could here. I'm like an application developer for utility company. Water company, but maybe on my IT side. But aside that, my background, I've learned so many things like web development, many application development. So planning to come home, to set up something on my own, because I know that there are little small business or Ghana. They need all these apps and websites and other name for their business to function. So these are the areas I'm looking into right now as I'm talking. Let's see. We can hear Bob and Honey Befi. Be set up.
Upon Oba. Ubongo. Aye. That was Uba. You don't know what as the audio bar bugger over 20 naira.
Someone I'm some
you know,
I can't get you.
To say, Nana usunu nana so ono so ko. Na metiti ya na kusi ni kusi kakra kusi aona ekro. Omu ne kuja mi o. Iso we. Ne kuja. Nana kasa.
Yeah, so me, I'm into waste management. Like me buy, I came with zero skill. Them organ and I'm a graphic designer. But me by America, I had the opportunity to join a waste management company, and through there, I acquired skill. I'm operating heavy equipment machines, and I'm a truck driver. Me and your mom be like office work, web design, and your mom be so I think that make me since I'm ready and like Obama and anyone so I ready say yeah baba fee yeah baba start to be on our own.
Oh nice.
Yeah, so
nice.
Yeah, I was looking into plastic bottles recycling and glass bottles because the company almost a grinded glass near the cement. Yeah. Okay. So those ideas so on I'm saying because me share news I realized that in Soto say Saturday or Sunday are flooded so bad, and these are materials that I start I choke or got this monema, which is plastics and glass bottles Emma flooding in SCC. So if we are able to recycle all of that, I think that it will help with enormous because my company, in a year almost hauling over 200,000 tons of garbage. Yeah, so that's a lot. And me buy and my aqua skills be because of hard working. While when you be deeper into Juma untimi you know ukun hona
Now
we
we FM. When you dance my head Charlie.
Yeah, I'm a messia and you're be. I always say, sir, but they are, I think the system name are you comfortable. Into on pressure of the coin. Yes, I know the system name are you comfortable because when you have credit card or no, it's a credit card and they be a Canada also and all of that. Into me figure system near out and the name of wife trans you won't say you started Dr. Benyana. Yeah. Since I am convinced you will be Obi means society, you will be. Yeah.
Yeah, my brother, you're on the right path. You've seen a problem. Go solve it.
Yeah.
You got the skills. You got to be a koye. And more be anti new dream.
Yeah.
The good thing is if both of you are on the same path, I am here. And the we know anything, but since I'm in the most I need it, Charlie, you're quick, na quite wadi.
Yeah.
Francis.
Yeah, big boss. Yeah, medasi. Osha the akos nyina Mr. Ben wabo adwuma. I mean sure.
Hey, right.
Yeah, Mr. Ben.
Hey.
Any is the FM zone kakaka. Last year, Kwame Kwaram Nenekaza will be the jack or 2 year farm move bear over bear 40 something acres. I was sitting in a
okay.
Yeah. You go so zero. Oh, may I show one per question? Me sure. Me sure. At the end they say, who's there? Dear Mr. Bacon, all boils down to identity. Perseverance. We don't give up. Because Mr. Bilbey said you and I say yes, I will be abem crabbe so but Mimi Huni say me company I'm here Juma mom this year lose over $2.9 billion. So there's a house so mugu so more here Juma. I didn't hear because they know say almost system everything works. Who's the electric cars yeah bra. Yeah, you see, me state I see, and most of the south, electric, your friends say charges, any hackers, and see Tesla and quiet or bear over 100,000. And yeah, and see omu yusua na ebia ekoka baby you cannot do anything if you can't charge it. It's this year October, and people are not patronizing it. It's 30% of split ni maton ni na ze omu pushing ni na asako East Coast, California, and those places. Me Colorado.
Oh, okay.
Yes. It's say share the air course. It means omono cry imitate omuna ye ni abre no Mr. Obi omukro munye safe. It's the said the na Mr. Obi can ade bia wo e bia undi control was no it becomes a big problem. And you have to have a control. What the Gilbert the yeah kan ya won ti ase wo de onya ho akan and run na ye in the 2000s no na a friend the Ghana and can say electricity company.
One day,
Mr. Obin. Me professor be now or the year illustration my class. Mr. Obin, one night, $450,000. Ne papa di no na aka $12,000. Stock na hwa imuni nyina no. Enye saves omo kind of the theories bibia outra classroom it shows that it is working, but majority of them no, it's not working. Elon Musk say, I'm say 2 years ago, 1 year, I'm say 2 months, Olusu buy over $200 billion. How is that possible? And
this year, beginning of this year,
so there is a bacano, and even a lot of people are just getting it because you have control over it. Everyone is saying, you're 20, you're almost 40 something acres, but as I said, that's so. It's so toy, the answer completely, assign for free. It was out in your market, Gusua, which me as I told, Unya says, can you now cry, answer completely. As I said, no. Who decided that would never farm me be more? Mr. Obi with me at Tom Assassin. Who was saying yes, can I will go shame me in our back. It's the just say will be our own experience and now Obama and saying your man, I am a day. And the very beginning, it is an anti so education. I bet me I home training all those kind of stuff, but a dear trend so. For instance, I do as a fool. The papa training homeschool. As when you say, oh, you're pretty new organic. What is it so special? Oh, Akon, rapper or two you. You won't have, but then papa the call Senegal, everything. Where is our born you mean? They were quite trans Senegal. It's in a training, and I say, me, man, me, and I may train at the end, but it all boils down to the old training background. So, what channel? No tears, but not confidence. Because most of us, the major problem is say, it's the amount for creating, and a surrounding and a creative identity. It do who you should Mercedes or you should Gucci bag. It's no pet and money feels so a big. But apart from signing your money, it is onyashi. But we share or more achieve almost 30 free ground zero. Go through the Omudrum. So we wait me as just a slippers. We wait me as because me Mr. Be the first time like how? That's what they are there, but we didn't think about we wouldn't say a deep, it goes beyond the physical appearance, But few people who every day suit wow. Me PhD, me masters. And carry we use your money to they don't really have anything. You can't even do a good conversation with those kind of people. You go in a year conversation and call the opener. Only about treko with me they also can if it makes sense. And one theories other things and go for they are told. I'm so big. If you're building your own system based on your friend is saying the African conscience. Ubejia said and yet just for but and the amount in Chima about this own faso. Because being we call me bush it's in the middle of the city. It's not meant to say I'm abusua me hu omu nyina me hu omu nyina mo ye hiafo. E dey no mutumi nya asase we say no mo dey yes ade wi. And I mean, I ka check me say na o nananom no mo ye goldsmiths. They deal in gold. It's in omu wo sika. Na even ono kura na oye me nana no obe tools gold ankasa na e wo fia na omo dia si edan mu a na e wo honom for enchima. Me nana ba ko ye ni nua on na be ton ye na odi ni nyina. So on the way you know ha you know omo na tetefo no omo wo nioma bi o honom a mi so bi yen ni because me did say even a doctor a friend a doctor so a akata ni pro a doctor ya Martin Luther King the way akata for mu ho na saying so omo no omo those days na me sure say that nioma o achieve half grand continue ha because people were deep conversation why sending nioma be brain no it's a boy yen e mo mutimi e tin nioma bia because omo nyina adwen na ye baako uko ukromu a una nanim nyina mo te asomdwem wetimi ko we yefom ko ye noboa wetimi ko fu we yefom ko boa we ma ne ko ye wi enso mi so be obi wonom kra ni say ye ni tie na ka ye ni mo ni pa kra we ye ha because ya adwen aye yen nko a asomdwie kra ye ni bi na ye timi dia ata ene ade adwene ha nti ye be go back to your roots ene de na nanom ye na ye start say ye hu the your motivation to omo dey yes ebeboa yi nyina ama yetime akoye nim ha into the all kind the African advantage your identity is the most important thing it's the one tias here so be we na talk from umfa biu we get bibia on back of bibia atma ha but we na talk from we na talk from a be ga kra na free the we ya talk from bi afre na sa sika na isa na kwa America no da so ubenyeska so ta ubenyeska we aba ubenyeska ye besi bia no ska no beba ha na ska no kra ma at least ultimate ase eto we dey ultimate priority omo eno omo tra even say the o kan kra no so omo nti ase a we gongo we bra mi so bi no omo si achi nyankwa ti say bi papa bia sheda nye Michelle papa bi oba brain shop. Papa was a professor where oba brain shop. It obe was obeye. I think say masters any PhD. Wa anko at America 45 years in Ogusu year adwuma. And I'm catching there. The whole can say year adwuma for time now free Ghana buy and count 45 years and what they say also this 70. And I Ogusu year adwuma na o to me for say the whole year no. Maybe I don't think I want to do what you are doing, you know. Well, that year, but it was okay. Make my actually be.
Obedja, but no, Kotas.
Another guy already there. Okra PhD, this week masters. Aha, Jimmy Kocha is the masters there with me. Plan on what about say? No, you know, I'm seeing me student loan $100,000. But $100,000 the cash, and I'm a deal phobia and commercial as a company essence certificate in crime. It did all come. Enye adwuma en wote sa said you see kan e didi na o ye keke on tia se ba bia na mse eja the on tia se no wo ye evidence to me because who gina na me gina what is the difference is that when you say na the wo kasa nyina no it was say but me who results bia it wo de wo betimi account de you know when ye certificate ni more ye dey kwa kodrefu
now no say o tu for say for your PhD on
I was me PhD na say even say me decide say me ntra ha biem Ghana so me ko Ghana me tuma ko kira de am say ade kire 100,000 am de ko ji certificate me nu me hu de me nya ye nti e de na masa ko boka za ko je mo fa
wa ma uska se fa ko
o na me so bi ska no no bi why was that one who pa man $50 is 1 year obaje it is working. Next month, me bagano. Next month, me by Ibishia.
Yes, I was.
Next month, that's a big boss. Yeah, big boss.
Sorry, bad news. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, say I hold in that though. Well, yeah, bad news. I tell you, man.
Ebende.
mene kwa me bo ngo sa kwa me say ene nipa no yes na otimi sa ko bi ko die na obegwa ko die di normal no Mr. Obi afutuo ne de yesua na ya ti ase even Mr. Obi school dodo abroche die nyina omo training am ya be employees keke omo training ma be treat the few ones the free class one between a baby employees more ukonya engineering why the other for be Mr. employee na training and you can't give what you don't have. Professor no show they don't need business it's on whether what you actually want more business that was system on my platform on my
that's Francis. Yo, call me point here.
Kwame, before they do.
Abna, we did so. What who Kwame? Abna, Nyamia, Kwame. No, I'm saying, be sure to adjust to a business. So no, he doesn't give small money chances. Yeah, Mr. B. Point. Kakrebi become my home. But give it. TD am for can what?
What topic about Ghana there. I think made a lot of serious points. Yeah. And that should summarize it.
Yeah.
His points were very solid.
Yeah.
And many maybe have our topics in the free, but this hot.
Yeah. Abna, Mr. Enyamia, Kwame. We say Kwame, minim say Kwame kasa na ho ato by your friend wo ko business. The tia mama your friend say English class say to say na baski kano. English is second language me menti ase etino. Etino where who you are. Yo ye da obi ase, obi a wo support to ye. But yeah, mad be ma ni abeti ni ekọ yemfa nya adwuma te de enuanu bi de ye adwuma na ayi ya mo. Yeah, but na de Hebert, ye ba ma. Ye ba ma pa. Be fa ho pa, what? Because like I said, you seem and sound like a very brilliant guy. Many of the people who want to feel safe for. It's not the area where you're making sure so be and spend wisely, save intentionally, and you're generous. You know, next time, I'm the third week of June, the session, and then Mr. Obi session, and say another hot topic when we discuss on. See you guys later. So that's it.
Yes, sir.
As you can come, Rebecca, sir. Bye.